Okay, are we live now? This is out of nowhere. I don't think I didn't even title this right. My bad. Pokemon response. Pokemon response. Knee jerk reaction. Knee jerk reaction. Okay. So there we go. There's that. Let me type in Pokemon. I just want to do this out of nowhere because I was in the middle of working and I actually took a look at my page. I'll let people populate in here and all that. Pokemon, let's just say Pokemon, Pokemon Sun and Moon. We'll just say that for right now. And I'll let some people populate in here. And then I will kind of talk about things when it comes down to it. So, like I said, I didn't give any warning about this one. And sorry if you're watching this after the fact. I know this is just kind of weird. But I was actually, what was I doing? I was actually, like I said, I was actually going over my videos for the day. Usually I go over and I look, you know, I don't really look at the comment sections too much, but I noticed that I had so many. What's up, Unknown Echo? What's up, Triforce J? I had so many dislikes. So many dislikes in my Pokemon video, and I think that people didn't really understand exactly what was going on with that video, and that's my fault. That's my fault to a degree in terms of the video itself. But I wanted to go online like right now and explain to you guys kind of what's going on and all of that. So and also respond to a couple different things here. So what's up to everyone here in the chat? We don't have many because obviously I didn't plan this out. But like I said, I was going through my comment section and I was going through my videos and I noticed like more than 70 dislikes on my Pokemon video, more than 70 dislikes. So I was like, yo, I've got to address this because I don't want my users to think that I'm running away from them in terms of them being upset with certain things. So one thing to know, guys, with the knee-jerk reaction was that that was a rumor. There were people speaking and disliking as if it was fact or if it was something like that. I'm not admitting mistakes. Okay, hold up. Let me get into it. What I am admitting is that people definitely misunderstood the video in terms of what I was trying to say. It was a knee-jerk reaction. You know what I'm saying? It was a knee-jerk. It wasn't, oh, okay, like this as far as how I feel 100% and I don't want anything else after that. Basically, essentially what I'm saying is that my knee-jerk reaction is, oh, cool, original 150. I love the original 150. That was my knee-jerk. That's the reason why I titled it knee-jerk reaction, because I don't care for like 5 billion different Pokemon. Now, that stuff's important, but my knee-jerk reaction is cool. I like the original 150, and if they render it all in HD, that'd be really cool. Now, I talked about how they could add other Pokemon in if this did turn out to be true. I said that multiple times. People were saying, oh, well, that means no dark Pokemon or no steel Pokemon. I said that in the video. So if you're going to believe one thing, then you should believe other things that I'm trying to say and not try to act like I didn't want anything else in there. Because that's the one thing that I noticed with a lot of people in there saying, oh, well, your opinion sucks because, you know, they're cutting all this roster, even though I clearly stated, what's up, Kofi K? I clearly stated in the video that it would be great if they added in, like, I think that they're going to add in a lot more, like Pokemon Go. Like, you know how it started out with just not that many, and then they continuously add to the platform. That's what I was thinking, and I mentioned multiple different things in terms of Pokemon remakes or Pokemon games that they've had. I said that they've had forms of DLC all the way back to the freaking beginning. Okay, so that's what I was trying to say, because I don't think that they're going to render 700 Pokemon in their first HD game. And some people were trying to bring up, okay, well, you know, they rendered, you know, they have HD renders for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Okay, well, HD renders aren't full animations. All they are renders. They're just a 3D model or just a render of HD. That is not animation. That is not sounds. That is not everything with it. And I don't think the Pokemon Company, for their first HD real game, is going to animate 700 plus Pokemon and render in full HD and have all that ready to go in a year after the Switch has launched. Like, I just don't think that's going to happen. Now, what I think is going to happen is that that's going to be the base of 150 or whatever, or even more added in end game content, but the beginning focuses on the 150, and then the end game content is going to add in more. So that's basically what I was trying to say there. But just my knee-jerk reaction was, I'm cool with 150. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cool with it going back to that. I love the original Gen 1, and people took that as, oh, well, there's not going to be anything else outside of Gen 1. That's all he's going to put in there. And like I said, I don't go into the comment section much and look, but yeah, the Fortnite is cancer guy. I don't know if you're watching or if you're going to watch this, but you said I'm a effing retard. So, you know what? Hey, man, I graduated with 2 bachelor's degrees being a retard. So, if you're going to use language like that, please feel free to come online here and back it up. Feel free to come on. I'll have you on, and you can prove to my audience that I am a retard, and why you think it's okay to use that type of language in my chat. So if you want to come on, I'm giving you the open invitation to come on, dude. But chances are you're a fraud, and you hide behind comment section. Your name says that. So think about what you say next time you type, my guy, because I will call you out live like I'm doing right here. If you're gonna act like that, first of all, your name is already disrespectful, and then on top of that, you're gonna call names like that over a freaking Pokemon video. Over a Pokemon video, you're gonna sit there and call names about somebody you don't even really know. So like I said, open invitation for you to come in here if you're gonna talk like that in my comment section. Now, a lot of you guys were also being respectful. A lot of you guys are just saying, oh, my opinion sucks. So if any of you guys were in my comment section and you guys were on here right now, if you guys were on, let me know. Let me know. And I can invite you to the Discord and we can talk about it right here. So if there were anybody that was upset, because there was a number of people who made comments and everyone was agreeing with those people because they didn't understand what I was trying to say, feel free. But like I said, the knee-jerk, let me just make sure that I make this clear. The knee-jerk reaction to it was just, yo, like, I like the original 150. Now, I don't think that they're only going to have that in there. Obviously, like I said, multiple times throughout the video, I think DLC is going to play a big part, just like Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go has all free DLC, right? So I think that's going to be a big part where they add in a lot and they build off the base platform. But I was just talking about the mechanics, the fundamentals, and all of that in terms of the game. That's what I was talking about in terms of, you know, my knee-jerk reaction and what I think that they're going to do. Not that 150 is okay and that's it. And that was the main thing that I saw a lot in the comment section. Now, for those who don't know what I'm talking about, go to my last video that I made. Now, Tyrese W said, I watched the video, left a comment. I just didn't like the video. But the thing about it is that what did I say outside of my knee-jerk reaction was, oh, the original 150 is cool for me, and that they're focusing on the battle and all that, and they're probably going to add more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand, like, if this work, we're going off of what the rumor says. I'm not saying that 150 is okay and they should never add anything else in it. I did not say that, and I made that very clear in the video that there's probably going to be more added in, and there's going to be a lot more, you know, added in. So I don't understand why people are, I don't understand too much. Like, I understand a bit if you didn't necessarily listen to the rest of the part. If you were so angry and just typed a comment saying like, oh, I'm upset at this, then I get that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I think that it's a base platform and then they're going to add more. That's essentially what I said in the video. For me, I don't care about collecting like 5 million different Pokemon or all of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. Obviously, I want more, and I put that in there. I said it. That'd be great. But like I said, knee-jerk reaction was, yo, like, I'm cool with 150, like, starting out as a base and then being more added in, more elements, all that stuff that they've done before in various other Pokemon games, you know. So that's basically what I said. That's basically what I said in there. And no, Video Jumper says you got upset because people does not agree with you. Now you change your opinion. I didn't change my opinion. Exactly where did I change my opinion in the video? I did not change my opinion in the video. I said, once again, I said in the video, and I'm saying right here now, I'm cool with the original 150, and I think that they're going to add more Pokemon in via DLC. Where am I changing my opinion? Where am I changing my opinion? I'm not changing my opinion. And I said I'm going to address people being upset. I'm not mad. I am addressing people being upset with the video. That's what a good content creator will do. He will see where his users are upset and he will address that. And if they want to come on, because there's people saying all sorts of stuff, if they want to come on and talk to me, I said, that's cool. You guys can do that as well. So it's not being, nobody's mad or upset. I'm having a conversation with you guys. So yeah, that's what I said here. Nobody is mad. I don't know. Do you, Video Jumper, do you understand English? Like, I don't, where did I say that I changed my opinion? I didn't change my opinion at all. I said, my knee-jerk reaction is, I love the 150, and I think that they're going to add more, you know, and I don't think that they're going to render 700 Pokemon in this first game. I still don't think that. My opinion of what I said in the video is still in the video. Nothing has changed in terms of my opinion. I never said once that it'd be completely fine and okay with no DLC, with no other Pokemon added in. I never said that throughout the whole video. And that wasn't the topic of the video. Was 150 is okay and nothing else is coming and I'm okay with that. I made it very clear multiple times that I think DLC is going to come and that would be cool as well. And they're going to keep on adding to it. Plain and simple. And look, you said you agree with me. Well, obviously you misunderstood me because you sit here and said you misunderstood what I was saying because you sit here and said that I wasn't, you know, that I'm changing my opinion. I'm not changing my opinion. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be mad at other people who disagree with me. What I'm trying to say is explain myself more because there were already people in the video trying to sit here and say that, oh, well, you're okay with 150? That's horrible. No. No, my knee-jerk reaction is, oh, cool, 150. Maybe they're going to focus on the battle mechanics. They're going to focus on the gameplay. They're going to focus on what's important for me. What's important, what I think. Not that 150 is okay and that's it. What I thought, what I was saying is that they're going to focus on more. You know what I'm saying? Like more of the gameplay and the elements and making sure the online runs good and all of that stuff. And then add in as they go along. Add in as they go along. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I said in the video. That's what I thought that they were going to do, and I made that very clear in the video. Maybe it didn't come off the best way for some people because they're already upset. I mean, people flip out about rumors all the time, but usually fake outrage, and somebody said, I better not hear OJ claim fake outrage. Fake outrage is when you get outraged about something that's not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I'd ever get fake. I'd never go type angry comments on a rumor video. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never do that on a rumor video. Like, I would never go and get angry and rage on something that I don't like in a separate video. You know what I'm saying? Until it's confirmed or if it's proven fact. You know what I'm saying? Even if I disagree with someone, I wouldn't do that. And I'm not expecting all of you guys to not do that. If you guys can do whatever you want. But I'm just sitting here and saying, I'm not going to sit here and outrage and get mad and type comments and call people names over something that isn't confirmed or real yet. To me, you don't get outraged over stuff that is not confirmed. That's my opinion on things. You shouldn't get crazy over stuff that isn't confirmed. Now, if something's confirmed and you don't like it, then cool. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I 100% get that. But if something isn't confirmed or not real and you're getting mad and you're getting angry and you're calling people names, calling people freaking retards and stuff like that, then that's what I'm addressing right now, you know? So yeah, I mean, that's essentially it. I'm going to go over some of the comments here. I mean, like I said, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with, I mean, like I said, I don't like, obviously that type of language isn't allowed. Like that's against the rules, you know, in my terms of service and everything, and against YouTube's terms of service. Like you can't be calling people stuff like that. I mean, so Fortnite is canceled. Like I said, if you're here, I don't know if he's ever going to be here, or if you make a comment on my video again, I'm giving you an open challenge to come here. Heck, I mean, you know, if you can come and prove how I'm a retard, I'll pay you $100 to come on here and prove. If you can prove that I'm a retard, I'll pay you some money to come on because it would be a great debate. So I'll pay you $100 if you can come on here and prove that I'm a retard. So the ball's in your court, my guy. I just want to be cordial and nice to you. I know you weren't very nice to me, Fortnite is cancer, but I'll pay you $100 if you come on here and prove how I'm a retard. Legit prove how I'm a retard over Pokemon. So yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Wyatt Montgomery, it's all good, dude. Like, I'm not, like I said, that's why I said I wanted to explain myself a little bit more. I didn't want to I didn't want to type a bunch of angry comments in there, and like, because there was just so many people. But I wanted to explain because I wanted to try to be at least, you know what I'm saying, like, respond. I mean, because like, you guys don't see me respond a lot to stuff in the comment section, or even in videos like this. I usually don't respond like this, but this one was pretty big. I mean, it's not the craziest like backlash that I've had. I mean, I've had way more backlash than this, but like I said, I wanted to just come on and explain a little bit more and give anybody an opportunity, if they were in the comment section, to come on and talk live about it too. So I don't know if any of you guys were, but let me know. Let me know if you were. Let me know. So I can, like I said, I'm not debating anime. I already told you guys I don't debate anime. So yeah. So let me read some more comments here. Clowns, the people were upset, not necessarily because I liked the original 150. People were upset because I thought that like only having 150 was okay and that's it. They didn't understand, or they didn't pay attention to me saying I think that it's going to be a platform to build off of, and I think they got mad because I was like, I don't think they're going to render 700 Pokemon, because people think that the Pokemon Company are going to, with their first new Pokemon game, going from the 3DS to the Switch, somehow they're going to render 700 Pokemon or something like that. Like, people think that that's going to happen. I just don't think. Now, they could surprise us, right? I guess they could surprise us, but, you know, I think a lot of people would be at least like going up to like Gen 3 or Gen 4. I think that's what some people wanted to hear. And since they didn't hear me say that, they just heard me say DLC, so they attached DLC with money. But I tried to make it very clear that DLC has been free, and they've been doing DLC in various different types of ways, so where you can get literally all the different gens, or anything that wasn't in the game, you can get them very easily, or you can get them in certain, you know, times, or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Or like, even like I said, Pokemon Go has just added just a ton of, like if you compare the amount of Pokemon like Pokemon Go had at the beginning now to where it has now, like, it's just, they've added so much, and all of it for free, you know, all of it for free in there. You just got to go catch it. So that's the thing that I wanted to, you know, just make sure that I let people know, is that no, 150 by itself, like if that was it, 100%, like if that was real, then no, that I don't think that would be great. Obviously, that wouldn't be great. That's why I tried to touch on the whole DLC part and adding in more. But my original knee-jerk reaction was like, yo, we're going back to the 150. That's cool. I love the 150. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that was cool. That was enough. Just in my mindset, that was enough. Obviously, you want to have the other different types. You want to have more battles. Like, I mean, obviously, you want to have all that. I even said in that same video, my favorite gen is Gen 4, which is Gen 4 is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, right? I think so, yeah. Gold and Silver, Ruby, yeah. So Gen 4, that's Diamond and Pearl. So I even said in the video, that's my favorite gen, or along with Gen 1. So why would I not want to eventually have Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Pokemon in there, when I said that Pokemon Diamond and Pearl along with Yellow was my favorite? So I think people just ignored all that. Nobody even mentioned that I said that Gen 4 was my favorite, you know? At least I'm pretty sure I did in that video, or I know I did in a PE live. I know I've said that multiple times, that Diamond and Pearl was my favorite one. And if you watch my Pokemon videos, then you would know that I love Diamond and Pearl, that I've put like so many hours into Diamond and Pearl, you know, so many hours into Diamond and Pearl. So see, that's the thing. Nero, you said, OJ, what you said about DLC didn't come across pro-consumer at all, because you have your own thought process of how DLC works. When you hear DLC, you think paid. Oh, I have to pay for this. But I clearly said in the video that they've done DLC, free DLC, in all sorts of ways all over the place. So I don't understand how, if they've done their DLC has been pro-consumer forever. When have you ever paid for a Pokemon downloadable? And have you ever paid for a Pokemon? Nero, have you ever paid for one? I've never paid. I've gotten a million different downloadable Pokemon, or traded online, or did whatever, and I've never paid for one, a singular purchase or anything. and I've gotten a ton from just different various things that they've done over and over. So I was going from it from that standpoint, which I thought I made clear in the video that they've done various different types. And I'm pretty sure if you're a Pokemon fan, you know that you don't pay for DLC, and that's not a thing. So I'm not sure how you would say, oh, well, it didn't come across as pro-consumer. What did I never even mentioned paying for DLC. I thought it was something like Pokemon Go, where they could have easily made you pay for stuff, right? That game has microtransactions. They could have made you pay, I guess, for certain Pokemon. From what I understand, you don't pay for Pokemon in that game, do you? So yeah, but Pokebank and mystery gifts, I never paid for a mystery gift. Mystery gifts were always just stuff that you went to GameStop or whatever and got, like, so, and they've given away way more Pokemon than you've ever paid for. I know you're not sitting here and trying to tell me that they haven't given away literally thousands or hundreds of Pokemon, or just being able to capture them on the little. There used to be a little game that you can play online and then transfer the Pokemon to your game from there. So the Pokemon Bank, that's not DLC. The Pokemon Bank is a service. DLC and a service aren't the same thing. Now you're trying to sit here and fandangle in a service to why you think it's not pro-consumer. A service is not DLC. So over the years, I've played every single Pokemon game, and I've downloaded a ton of free Pokemon, or won a bunch of Pokemon from online and playing their little mini games that they have, or whatever the case is, you know, or whatever the case is. So I don't see why you're trying to. Why would you pay for a mystery gift? Where are you buying mystery gifts from? Every single mystery gift that I've gotten has been a free download from GameStop or something. So if you're buying mystery gifts, there's a problem. I don't know who's selling you that, or why would you buy mystery gifts? Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, okay. I had to pay for Pokebank, but not mystery gifts. Okay, I got you, Nero. I got you. My bad on that one. Okay, but I think I'm sorry about that, Nero. But let's see. Let me see what else you guys are saying here. So DJ King, I know that you were in there agreeing with a lot of what the popular people were saying. So hopefully you understand. I mean, if you need me to repeat DJ Kings, I did see you in the comment section saying agreed with all the people that were saying this stuff and not really bringing up any of my points, you know, in terms of that, just focusing on what 150, that's not enough. So DJ King, if you've got something to say, not obviously, like I said, I'm not trying to be confrontational, but if you got something to say in terms of maybe what you didn't understand or anything, I'd be more than happy to explain more. Not at this point. So, WeAm Gamer, I'm here so late because I wanted to make sure that I addressed this, because I felt that my users are upset with me, and I love my users. I want to make sure that I make you guys happy, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and like let people just call me names and not just like normal stuff, but like really bad names, saying that I'm effing retarded and this stuff, and not come back and answer. I got way too much pride for that. So once again, Fortnite is cancer. Feel free to let me know, hit me up on Twitter or whatever the case is, or respond to the comment that I put to you back there anytime you want to talk, and prove to me. Like I said, I'll pay you. Like I said, I pay Fortnite is cancer $100 to come on here and legit, if he can legit prove that I'm retarded, I'd be more than happy to have you come on and legit prove it. But good luck, my guy. Good luck. I mean, yeah, selective hearing. I mean, that could be it. Like I said, I think some of it was lost in the messaging. They were focusing on what they just didn't like. But like I said, I don't think that it would be great. Obviously, it's not a good move. 150, that's it. No DLC. I mean, but that would not be a good move. But what Pokemon game hasn't had any form of DLC? Zero, from what I understand. Like, even like I said, the original Mew was DLC, a different type of form of DLC. So what's up, G5? How's it going, man? How's it going, dude? So if you guys have any other, let's see here. The real thing, I don't think the removal of item holding really set people off. I don't think that was it. I don't like Focus Sash. That's the thing. Focus Sash is busted, and everybody knows Focus Sash is busted. Holding items is trash. I mean, look, they can just get rid of Focus Sash. That's fine. You don't want to have items, that's fine. You know, maybe I shouldn't have went that far. But really, my anger really is just pointed at Focus Sash. Does anybody think Focus Sash is a great item, like, for competitive play? I really don't think it is. Like, I honestly don't think Focus Sash is. I don't think Focus Sash should be in the game. But that's just my opinion. So yeah. So it is what it is. Let me see. Well, I mean, Victor Von Reaper, isn't that a little bit of a assumption? You're saying, okay, well, the game isn't too long, waiting 6 months for 100 Pokemon. What if they add, like, everyone was saying how easy they already rendered the Pokemon, so if it was so easy, they can add them just as easily, right? So if they added a bunch of other ones, since it's already, everyone's saying that they should have more, it shouldn't take them too long. I mean, from what I understand, I don't know how fast they add Pokemon in Pokemon Go, but from what I understand, they add them pretty quickly. And if you look at Fire Emblem Heroes, they add a lot of different heroes pretty quickly in that game too. So I don't think it would take so long to add more in, or be able to get them in various other methods or whatever the case is, in terms of that. Yeah, G5, you have to time him out because he's a weirdo. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let me hop on Discord, Nero. Go ahead and we'll hop on Discord. We'll talk about it. Oh, that's unfortunate. My what's it called? Hold up. Let me download Discord because remember, guys, my PC messed up and I have not re-downloaded Discord yet. So let me download. Let me open Discord in my browser. Or actually, no. Let me just. Sorry, let me just download for Windows, and let me install it and get it going, guys. It won't take too long. You might hear some sounds though. I don't know if I'll go offline. If I do, I'll go right back online and I'll set it up. So yeah. I don't see, the thing about it is that I don't see what. If someone has an opinion on simply just liking the 150, you don't agree with someone liking the 150. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can understand that. Like, I don't understand that. If someone said, I don't like the 150, I like Gen 2, I'd be like, okay, cool. You don't like 150. I'm not gonna say I disagree with your video. It's just, okay, it's your personal opinion on something. I don't see what there is to agree or disagree with personally, or saying, like, if someone said, oh, they need to add, there should be more than 150, I'll be like, yeah, you're right, there definitely should be more than 150. So it's not like I'm saying there shouldn't be. So I don't understand why people are upset or disagreeing. I really don't understand. Like, I'm not mad, but I don't see where there is. I'm not saying that there should only be 150. What I'm saying is that my knee-jerk reaction was, oh, 150 is cool, it's going back to the original, and adding all those would take some time. I'm pretty sure they're going to add it in as we go along, and the game can evolve, and there can be events, you know, there could be some cool stuff. That's essentially what I was saying. Not that 150 should be, you know, that should be it, that's all we're getting, you know, so that's definitely not what I was saying. And you know what, I don't know if I remember, let's see if I remember everything. Okay, let me see if I can get into my Discord, guys, because like I said, everything got wiped out. All right, so I think I'm into my Discord. Oh, I'm into the wrong one. Okay, yeah, I'm into the wrong one. All right, so let me sign out of this one because I accidentally made a new one. Let's see here. Let me, how do I sign out? Yeah, I don't know how to sign out. Okay, so Nero, I know you want to hop on. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can log in. Oh, is that it? Is it really tied to that one? Do I have one tied for that? Yo, that is mine. Okay. All right, so I'm on the Discord here, guys. Let's see here. So you want to hop what non-PE chat? Nero, go ahead and hop into the non-PE chat, and I will put this on here so we can talk about that. So let's see. Let's do A media source.
Yo, what's up, OJ?
Nero, what is up, my boy? How are you doing today, my guy? Can you hear me? Oh, I'm muted. Allow. Okay, now can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, good, good, good. Now you can hear me. Okay, let me go ahead and add it in so we can get you added in here. Um, okay, done. Okay, let's see here. Desktop, audio, log cam. All right. So, Nero, you want to go ahead and can you talk real quick, Nero, so let's see if they can hear you?
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna say my general thoughts on what happened tonight. It was pretty damn impressing to see all the backlash you got. I think it was undeserved, but hey, I can see where people disagreed with you too, so I wanted to talk to you about that.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it enough, or should I continue talking?
Continue talk. I said, yeah, go ahead. I'm pretty sure everyone can hear. Everyone in the chat, can you guys hear? Tyrese, you don't have a link to the Discord, Tyrese? Okay, Tyrese, hit me up on Twitter. What? Send me a message on Twitter, Tyrese, and I will get you into this chat right now. So yeah, send me a message, Tyrese, on Twitter, and I'll follow you back, and we'll get you in. So Nero, you want to go ahead and continue with what you were saying?
Yeah, so like I was saying, I was opening up the video in a new tab and checking out the comments, and some of them, it was like they are reaching a little bit, but I would like to know what you thought about them. The one about the items, when you said something about Focus Slash that was really OP and you didn't want them back, I was like, is he serious? I think he's like asking for some kind of negative backlash.
I didn't know people like Focus Sash and items so much. I will admit to that. I didn't think people like items as much, and maybe I probably should have put that opinion in there, but it's my thought. Like, I really hate items. Like, I really hate like folk really what it is not, I really shouldn't have said all items. That was probably a mistake, because there are items that work well with the moves, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
there are and like I said, there are items that I use too, but my biggest issue is like certain items that like can just like that are open, that are busted, you know?
Yeah, when you don't know how to deal with them, it's true that it can feel like you're helpless.
You know,
But
it's really just Focus Sash. But I know that there's moves that you can do to take someone's item and stuff, you know?
yeah, like there are a number of them, but like I wanted to ask you if you understood how much it added to the meta game to have an item on your Pokemon. It's like you have four moves and you have your ability, your innate ability with your Pokemon, but that item really changes how you play that Pokemon. So I was like, if we do an analogy with Smash, it would be like removing grabs or something like that.
Okay, but grabs aren't a base move though, right?
Yeah, yeah, but what I
Or sorry,
wanted
I
to
mean,
tell you is
items
like
aren't a base. Sorry, items aren't a base move though, right?
they aren't, but they're an important part of the meta. If you see what I
They
am
made
trying to say
they
in
made it
Smash.
they made it an important part of the meta though, didn't they? Like I mean, here's the thing. I was probably who is Pro Tora? I don't know who Pro Tora is. Is that you, Tyrese? I need to know who Pro Tora is before I add you in. So whoever's Pro Tora, um, see, that's the thing. See, here's the thing. And so Pro Tora, if you can let me know who you are, like respond to your own comment on that you left me on Twitter. If that's you, Tyrese, let me know, because I'm not just gonna let anybody in. Like you know, I'm not just gonna let anybody in. So yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like DJ King said, like knockoff. You know what I'm saying? Like knockoff.
Yeah,
You can use that, but it's the fact that you have to use your very precious move slots on
yeah, you
knockoff.
just have four. True, yeah.
Yeah, you only have four. Now, if you have five, but that completely changes everything too, right? If you had five moves instead of four. So I think that I probably went a little bit too far. Okay, you're Tyrese. Okay, gotcha. There's Tyrese. I don't know who Pro Tora is, so Pro Tour.
It came across like you didn't do your research. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, okay. Really, and I get that, you know, and that was probably where, yeah, that's probably my bad. Like if you look at my team, like from Diamond and Pearl, I mean, I use items, guys. Obviously, I know what items can do. I know that there's moves that you can use to take off items, or to knock off items, or to swap items. You know, like I know that you can like trade items and stuff like that. I know there's all sorts of tactics. What I personally don't like is the fact that you have to spend, and like, you know, and you're not gonna put that on every single Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to put knockoff or whatever on every single one.
True.
You know, so to me, really what I should have just said was Focus Sash, because that's really my only issue. My only issue is Focus Sash. That's really it. That's my big issue is Focus Sash. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the berries, you know, like I'm not a huge fan of those, but you know, I can get it because then like Pokemon can be OP, like for example, like a defensive stopper that has like toxic, you know, like a Umbreon, you know?
Yes.
Can toxic you, can harden, or can protect, and can just, you know, and if you don't have anything to at least stop that once, you know, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. It's true.
You know,
but
so
it's like you have to build your team in consequence, if you see what I'm trying to.
Yeah. There's so many different ways that the game can go. So, you know what? That I can see the disagreement from that aspect. But you know what? I was seeing a lot of the anguish and stuff was focused on the Pokemon count, you know?
That's true. I'm seeing a lot of, yo, what's up with only the first gen and everything. So, yeah, that's a little bit exaggerated in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because I was saying, like I said, I thought they were going to add more. I mean, like I said, this is a rumor, but clearly I said, like, you know, like they're going to add more in, you know, like that's what I would think would happen, is that you would add more in and things would be.
And then you said the word DLC, OJ. You shouldn't have said that word.
I understand that, but I thought we were talking about the way that the Pokemon company does DLC. You know, I didn't say microtransactions. DLC is DLC. That is downloadable content. Whether you download it from a card or whether it's downloaded through some weirdo at Toys R Us plugging in your Game Boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's downloaded from what you had. So downloaded content is downloaded content. I mean, people love DLC and ARMS. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, why is ARMS okay? Like, people say, oh, there's more DLC coming. Oh, great. Splatoon has DLC. That's not a bad word. All of a sudden, I use DLC in Pokemon. People start going crazy. Start talking about money. There's free DLC in Splatoon. There's free DLC in ARMS. What's wrong with that?
You should have added the word free.
I have to add free? I have to. Okay. I guess. But I mean, I thought we were talking about within the franchise, so people know what we're discussing here. You know, that's what that was my thought. You know, that was my thought process. You know, but I mean, like I said, I can see Tyrese. I sent you the Discord link, so if you want to hop in, Tyrese, go ahead. DLC has a negative connotation, but I don't know why it has a negative. See, that's the thing. Knee-jerk reaction, jumping to conclusions. DLC should not have a negative connotation. Microtransactions, I can get that. Like, yeah, I get that. But DLC should not. Like, DLC should not have a negative connotation to it, just attached right off the back. Because there is so much good DLC. That's the thing. There is so much good DLC that I don't think it should automatically have a negative connotation to it. Now, microtransactions, how many good microtransactions are out there? Like, is there like a lot of games with great microtransactions? You know?
Battlefront 2 is perfect microtransactions, OJ.
Battlefront 2?
Yeah, man. I love I'm sorry, I don't want to ruin your I don't want to be too much of an intrusive, but my personal opinion on this whole thing is just wait until E3 and then we can start going crazy about this, because it seems
of course.
Yeah, it just seems like it's a lot of people getting really up in arms about stuff that we don't even know if it's going to happen yet. But I'll let you guys get back to your conversation.
Okay, no problem. No problem, Joker the Fool. Thank you for coming in and adding your level-headed perspective to the conversation. Appreciate that, man.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I don't want to be too much of a...
No,
I don't want to be like.
You can stay if you want. You don't have to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you can stay. Not a big deal. Tyrese, what's up, man? How's it going? Okay, we can't hear Tyrese. So he's in the room with us, but we can't hear him. So,
Yeah. I don't think he's talking right now. Or
Okay.
at least it doesn't.
I know he said that he wanted to talk, so we'll let him get his mic situation sorted out. So I need you guys to kind of lay it on me, though. I mean, there's no need to go
Okay.
nice. Let me know, with
Let's
some
go,
of the other
OJ,
stuff.
let's go.
Let me know. So go ahead and if you have anything else to say, Nero, any other issues that you had with the video, let me hear it.
You were
let me
talking
hear it.
about, hey, let them work on the basics of the game, new mechanics, better online and everything. And I'm not gonna lie to you, but with all these plans of making us pay and everything, I'm waiting for something quite drastically better. Since we're not paying that fat $60 per year like the other consoles, my expectations are already lowered. So there's that at first. But my question was, when you were talking about new mechanics and better online, what exactly do you think they are going to do for us?
Well, I was hoping that more modes that you can play, like let's say like a tournament mode, being able to access other players easier, being able to trade and all of that easier, just like great online play. You know what I'm saying? Like great online play, great mechanics to hook up with other friends, even potentially like I've talked about even having like a co-op type of mode that you can go through, doubles, battles modes. I mean, they've done a great job in the past. Heck, the Pokemon Company I think was the first party game to have like voice chat with the DS, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Might be Metroid Prime Hunters, but
okay,
I don't know about.
Yeah, Metroid Prime Hunters. Yeah, that might have. Yeah, that actually had that. That came out first, didn't it? Metroid Prime Hunters before Pokemon. Yeah, because Diamond. No, because Diamond and Pearl came out in 2006. Yeah, that was the first DS game, right? Diamond and Pearl.
I think Pokemon Diamond was the first RPG I ever played.
Yeah, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl was the first one with voice chat, like through the DS. And sorry about the little
about the voice chat. What do you think we'll get with that Switch?
Well, I mean, we're kind of going. I mean, we're going off. I mean, we're going off topic a bit, but
Well,
yeah.
well, wasn't the topic about Pokemon having only the original 150 or
Yeah,
150?
but he was like he
151,
was saying, hey, we
technically.
addressed that, so let's talk about other points that should maybe calm down anyone that had some criticism on OJ with his opinion. He was talking about going easy with Game Freak because it's a lot to ask over 700 Pokemons and let them time to work on mechanics and online. So I was asking him, why should we be like this kind for things that work well since 98 and well, what do we say? What's it called? Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon that had great functionality online and everything. So I was like, if they just port the existing experience.
Well, I don't think it's that easy though, is it? Like if you have a system that's a sub 360p system to an HD system, I don't know if you can just port over I don't think it works that way. I don't think the 3DS and the Switch have enough in common for you to port over an online experience. I think it's actually completely different.
It is.
So we haven't seen any gameplay. We haven't even seen a screenshot of this game, so we don't know what Game Freak has done. We don't know if it's an experience that's similar to the 3DS games, or if it's something completely different. I think it will probably be something that comes in between those two experiences, but it could definitely be a situation where Game Freak had to spend a lot of time working on the engine and making sure all the mechanics from other games were preserved and good enough, to be what the Pokemon community wants, and they didn't have the time to get every single Pokemon in the game in the way that they wanted to, because I imagine if you have all the HD assets, you have to animate them all. So doing that for 800 Pokemon, plus making sure all the moves look good and everything, could definitely be, a huge development task that they couldn't get done in the time that they had. or they couldn't do that and still have a 2018 release date, which I think that's definitely what Nintendo wants. I think they want Pokemon to be out before December of this year. Like by the time Christmas this year rolls around, they want to make sure that they've got millions of copies of Pokemon under the tree. That's I think that's definitely what they want to be saying. Like, that's, you know, what's going to push switches. It's what's going to get us to 100 million units of software sales that will have Pokemon and Smash, you know, driving holiday sales during the Christmas season.
Makes sense, yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I see that Avidin joined us here, and also Mama Mercy also joined us. Thanks to have both of you guys on. Thank you for joining us at this random stream. The fact that I can pull 100-something people out of nowhere is shows that you guys are really cool. So thank you so much for joining us out of nowhere. But I really had to address this because the backlash was huge, man. So I wanted to make sure. Yeah, the backlash was huge. So I wanted to make sure people understood, because I keep on seeing people focusing on me saying, "What, the only 150? That your opinion sucks." And I'm just like, no, that's not what I actually said multiple times in the video, that I would hope that they would add more. And I think, you know, I want them to add more than that. I was just saying that my knee-jerk reaction, for those who just joined, my knee-jerk reaction to hearing about that is, yo, 150, the original one, is hype. I love, for me, personally, I love that. And I want to see them work on new battle mechanics and then add in like a Pokemon Go or like all the previous games that they've done beforehand. So that was my reaction. It wasn't like, oh, everyone should, you know, like there should not be any 150. That's it. That's all we need, and that's a lot of the comments that I saw. I mean, so Avidin, I know you asked me to jump in first, and then Mama Mercy, I'll get your opinion. But Avidin, go ahead and say what you wanted to say, man.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me in. I want to say I could relate to how you feel about the 150, because you and I being close to the same age, we've been asking for a Pokemon console game since Pokemon Stadium. We wanted that since then, so it's like I can understand that from that standpoint, but from an unbiased standpoint, I want us to really understand that Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green came out in 2004. That's almost 15 years ago. Almost 15 years ago since we've seen the 150 remade. So people were saying, one person responded to my comment on your video saying it's been overdone. And I'm like, it's been 15 years since we've seen that. And getting those 150 Pokemon in a 3D expanded world on an HD console, meaning that the scaling and going from town to town is going to be a lot bigger, and the time to get from each town is going to take longer. That's going to be a full game in itself. So that's why I felt like it wasn't really a bad idea. Would I want more? Yes. I would like the Johto expansion. Yeah. I would have loved the Johto expansion on top of that. Yeah. But getting only Kanto to start off with arguably the most powerful Pokemon, Mewtwo, in the game, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. Honestly, I could deal with that, and I feel as though, as you said, DLC down the line with you able to travel to other regions. Heck, I would say you could even travel to the Orange Islands, something you was never able to do prior with this new expansion.
And that's what I was trying to that's what I was trying to relay, that it wasn't just that's all I want. Like, I wanted it to be evolving type of thing. I wanted it to be something to where we get the base and we get the new mechanics if they're going to innovate and do new things. Like all of the Pokemon fans that are out there are so used to playing the same game with like 5 billion Pokemon. That's all they care about at this point, is literally playing the same thing with 5 billion different Pokemon, because it seems like nobody gave a damn about mechanics or having something new in the game. And they're just worried about, well, how many do I have? What region am I in? How much can I have? You know, and which I understand. It's a competitive game. I get that. But at the same time, at some point, it's been how many years? You also got to innovate with gameplay as well. And the base game of Pokemon has been the same since with like I said, there's new things that twist, obviously, items, doubles battles, there's been triple battles, rotation battles. They've done stuff. Don't get me wrong. But all I want to say is that I want this to be a platform to where they can build upon and add new regions and do different things. I'm just okay with the original base and them adding in, you know, with that. So Mama Mercy's here, so let me get Mama Mercy to say let's say her piece, and then we'll get right back to you, Joker. So Mama Mercy, what's up?
Well, one, I'd like to remind all of you guys, and I'm sure if I remember correctly, OJ also said it at the beginning of the video, this is all rumor and speculation. Like, for all we know, these rumors could be completely wrong when the game comes out. When it's announced by Game Freak, everybody needs to remember this is not set in stone. Game Freak did not announce this. But one thing I can say is that I think it was last year, for the 20th anniversary of Pokemon or whatever, they released Pokemon Yellow, the original, and it sold like hotcakes. But the fan base was divided because a lot of people were pissed off that Yellow did not get the remaster. It did get the remaster treatment. It was the exact same game we got back on the brick Game Boy. So
the brick.
Yeah, the brick.
The brick, baby.
And the color.
OG.
Well, we were super happy that Pikachu was just yellow. Like, that's all the only color we got. But, I mean, I personally thought it was really weird that all the other games have been remastered, but Yellow didn't get the same treatment. Considering Yellow is what made it big in the West.
Do you really think so?
Yellow made it big
Pokemon Yellow?
Well, no, Red and Blue made it. Red and Blue exploded.
Yeah.
Well, but nothing was better than Yellow and Pikachu following you around, and then the anime came out.
No,
and then it was, and it was playing along with Ash as he was going along the anime. It's like, yeah, I had kids at my school that had Red and Blue, but you were a cool kid if you had Yellow.
Well, that's true. If your parents would, because I mean, most people already had Red and Blue, you know. Or they had, but
yeah.
if your parents actually bought you Yellow, obviously that was like a big deal. Like I get it, and like that Pikachu was special, right? The Pikachu could learn surf.
Yeah.
And there was a mini game in there, like the surfing mini game. That Pikachu, like that's a good move. That's a great move for a Pikachu to have.
And Pikachu followed you around.
Yeah, I mean, no, Yellow is my favorite. Yellow and
Yellow's the copy I had. I didn't get Red and Blue. My brother's got Red and Blue. I got Yellow.
I got Red and Blue.
So
I love Yellow. You know.
And just to add what you said, Mama Mercy, Yellow sold as much as like the Red and Blue games separately, because Red and Blue together sold, well, Red, Blue, and Green sold 31.38 million.
Okay, I want to just real quick. DJ King, he's he seems to be upset about me saying that the base game is the same, because he's saying like, okay, well, so ability, nature, special and physical, Z moves, Mega Evolution, and other new mechanics. Pokemon core gameplay has been changed. No, the core gameplay is still it's a turn-based. Yep. It's a turn-based game where you pick. There's 4 different things and you pick. They've added on top of that, but the core gameplay of what Pokemon is and what you do in that game has stayed the same from what I've seen. Just like it is a turn-based, they don't move. You got 4 different attacks, and this is what you do. Now they've added stuff on top of that, and they've also removed stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like they've added things and they've removed things. They've put in.
True.
But I think most of the new things they put in Pokemon is just like we're adding in new Pokemon, or we're it's a new environment for you to explore. The basic battling system to me, it's like what you said, OJ. It's, you have a team of 6 Pokemon, each one of them has got 4 moves, and it's the same thing for your opponent. And I have to say, if you go back to the original 150, it'll actually be, I'll be fine with that, because a lot of the newer Pokemon designs are pretty uninspired. You've got one of them that's Vanilla Ice, you've got another one that's inspired from garbage.
So, I mean, you just have to look at Muk from Gen 1 and tell me that it looks inspired, and I will give you some money like OJ was.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I just want to say this real quick, since we're talking about the designs of Pokemon. Alolan, Execute is garbage. He shouldn't be a dragon. That's all I'm going to say. He should have been a rock or ground, but he shouldn't have been a freaking dragon. That's the one thing about the Alolan thing that ticked me off to no point.
And I think
that's all I have to say. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that the absolutely. I'm not saying the original 150 is absolutely perfect. I'm just saying that the newer Pokemon aren't exactly. It's not like comparative. They're not like, oh man, like all of the Pokemon are so valuable to the game because they're absolutely perfect. So I would be fine with the original 150, because to me that's plenty for you to catch and mess around with. So
I've got to address this, because this is the type of stuff that people come in here and they just like, no, it's not the Gen 1ers. That's not it. I already said multiple times, If you don't watch my channel, don't come and make assumptions. Just say, ask me a question. Listen, nothing to do here. I like Gen 4 the most along with Gen 1. Gen 1 and Gen 4 are my two favorite. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl and Pokemon Yellow, Red, Blue. Those are my favorite ones. I like X and Y. I like Sun and Moon. I like all the different Pokemon games. They're all fantastic. They're all great, but there is nothing wrong with someone who says, yo, 150 is hype and there can be a base platform to add in more. Listen, I like Avid said, I don't think that they're going to render, and Joker also said that too, they're not going to render and fully animate 700 Pokemon. If you guys think that they're going to do that, that's just not going to happen. And have a full 3D, I mean, unless you guys want graphics that look literally like the 3DS, but shiny, that's the only way that they can get that done. If you want a flat textures and a shiny looking 3DS game, then maybe they're going to have more Pokemon. Then yeah, I would say that if they only had 150 and the game looks like a shiny looking 3DS game, then that would be lazy. But I don't think that's going to be the case. You are jumping literally generations in power from the 3DS to the 3DS is sub 360p. It is less than it's like 240 something. Imagine watching a video in 240p on YouTube. That is the resolution of what the 3DS can do because it has a 3D slider in there, and that's what they decided to focus on.
I think the 3DS, it falls in between like the N64 and the GameCube in terms of how powerful it is. Right? Something like that.
The 3DS, no, the 3DS is between it's like between like a PS2 and a Wii, somewhere like in that range.
Whoa, it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, PS2-ish to like Wii, or even like a Dreamcast to PS2. Now that has some newer things built into it, so it can do some tricks that those systems couldn't do. But overall, in terms of like raw horsepower, it's not as strong as a Wii, which Nintendo did reveal that because they were trying to get Mario Galaxy on there and they just said it wouldn't work. So,
OJ, I have a question to ask you about the battle system. You said that we're playing the same thing for 20 years, and to a degree, I agree with you. But the thing is, the reason why it continues to sell very well, it's because the gameplay loop is so good. It's so addictive. People love it.
I agree.
It sells well. Why would you want to change it? I think people also understood that in your last video.
Well, I mean,
I want anime level of battling.
I mean, I would just like to see some innovation. That's some innovation added in. I mean, they've done a good, like DJ King said, they've done a good job of adding in some great mechanics. You know?
Yeah, no. There's just there's always room for improvement. Like with the first Call of Duty, it was a great game and people really liked it. But with the second one, they added in like smoke grenades. That was a really simple thing for them to do, but it made the game a better experience because smoke grenades were used in war, and the first one didn't have it, and then they have it in the second one. So just because you have a satisfying gameplay loop that millions of people enjoy, that doesn't mean there isn't room for you to make that system more enjoyable. And after 20 years, there definitely are things you could go and redesign using modern game design that people that Nintendo and Game Freak has definitely gotten over the years compared to when they were first to crack at them with the Game Boy games.
I'll give it to you, but aren't you alienating the existing fan base?
That's always the balancing act that you're playing, is making sure that whatever changes you do don't alienate. So if like
I have a question though. I have a quick question. By changing Zelda's format to how they did with Breath of the Wild, was that alienating the fan base?
No, because Zelda was at its base like that.
But there's a lot of people who disagree though. Right? Like there's a lot of people, you have the note. There's no dungeons in this game. You have that sect of people who are like, where's my dungeons? I want to go get lost in a dungeon for 5 hours and solve puzzles all day. Like there's those people.
I sort of want. Breath of the Wild is my favorite game ever made, and I wish the dungeons were better made.
Did you play the DLC 2 with the bike?
I played the DLC and the dungeon designs. The dungeons in the second bit of DLC, they were fine, but it wasn't
The
anything.
second, in the second DLC, before the final fight where you get the bike,
Okay,
what did you
hold
think
on,
about
no
the...
spoilers there. So,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
we don't want to get off.
I'll just say that dungeon design was not
Incredible.
as good as. I mean, it was good. It just wasn't as grandiose as the other Zelda games. But that's
That's
way
another
off
subject. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's another debate for another random night when OJ wants to stream.
Let's get back to Pokemon.
Yeah, back to Pokemon.
So yeah, that's the whole thing. What I want to say is that Pokemon, I think at its core, is just the experience of you going out into an interesting world, collecting Pokemon and making them stronger through turn-based RPG mechanics. So it should at its base be a turn-based RPG, but there's a lot of room in that sort of game genre to make improvements. So you could take like that base experience, you could radically change it, and as long as you're conveying to the player the experience of what Pokemon is that, you get this team of Pokemon, you improve, and then you become a Pokemon master and you catch them all. You can still do that while deviating a lot from the original Pokemon formula, as long as you're using the mechanics to instill in the player the original, concept of Pokemon. That's what I think. And that was the whole thing with Breath of the Wild. It was, it was the original concept of why Zelda was, it was a game about, adventuring and conquering a world. It was about adventuring and conquering a world, and that was what inspired Breath of the Wild. It wasn't necessarily the mechanics that people had gotten used to for free Zelda games. So
different. But Tyrese, is your mic fixed yet? Because I saw.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can hear you.
you.
I know you've been in here for a while, so I wanted to let you get a chance to speak on some of this stuff. And thank you for all the people disliking the video. How are you going to sit here and I give you guys a response video the same night and sit here to hit the dislike? I give you guys an open avenue, not you guys in here, to come and talk, and you still going to hit the dislike button. I see how you guys are. It's all good, though. Some of you Pokemon guys are crazy. I'll just go ahead and just say some of you Pokemon guys are crazy. Anyway, so Tyrese, go ahead and say what you have to say, my guy.
Look, I just didn't like the idea of the 151 originally. Because I felt like that kind of just makes the game less valuable. It's just going to stick with the original, since I'm not really nostalgic to the original. I'm real young, so I ain't played the game back then when y'all played it.
But I never
it's just
said that I stick to
another.
the original, though. But I never said that they should only stick to the original. I didn't say that.
I know that.
Okay.
I know that. I'm just saying, just taking the rumor itself, because I think I'm just more upset with the rumor, not what you said, but now that you explain some of the things like the DLC, okay, yeah, that cleared some things up, but it's just the rumor I have a problem with, and just the speculation over nothing really heard of yet.
Okay, so we got some people in here saying, oh, well, this stream ultimately hasn't done a whole lot to clarify OG's position. It does. I have explained exactly my position. If you cannot understand the English language, then I feel bad because I have explained exactly what I said in the video, exactly my position about it, and what I think would happen based on the rumor. Let me explain it again, since we do have 135 people watching. So here is what I said in the video. I said my knee-jerk reaction to hearing about the rumor that it could be the original, a focus on a 150. Okay, the rumor is my knee-jerk reaction was cool because I love the original 150, and I think that if they were going to do that, they can focus on game. And that's just my opinion. They can focus on gameplay mechanics and what they're going to do there. And I don't think they're going to render 700 Pokemon, which I still don't think they're going to render and animate 700 Pokemon for an HD game. In this new one, I just don't think it's going to happen. Snap of the finger right off the back. I just don't think it's going to happen. And my stance is that I feel that if this is true or whatever the case is, okay, 150, the original one, is cool, and they're going to add more. Having the base of only 150 is not okay, and I never said that anywhere in the video that that's okay and they're not going to do anything more. 150, that's it, that's what I think. No, that is not what is, which everyone was trying to, well, not everyone, but people were trying to peg that on. No, that is not the case. I said that multiple times in the video, that DLC has been a thing for a long time. So please, for people who don't understand, stop, get out of your crazy Verlicified Pokemon mindset for just a second, okay? Get out of that mindset for just a second and listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think, for me, my own personal opinion, I like the original 150. I think that it's cool, but I think that it would be a platform that they can add to with DLC and with other things. Free DLC, free
Thanks,
Pokemon
OJ.
coming in, free different packs, being able to travel to different places, do different things, add in end game content that could be great in the game. I don't think that just 150, that's it, that's great. And I never just said that in the video. I said that I think that they would add in more gold and silver, and then some. I said that in the video. I know I said that in the video. So that is my position. So if I don't see why this hasn't cleared up anything. People in the comment section were trying to sit here and tell me that I only want 150 and that's all, and that's going to be a major disappointment. I never wanted or said that. The rumor just said a focus on 150. The rumor didn't say it's going to have 150 and that's all that you get. That's not what the rumor said. So if you're saying that that's what the rumor said, no, it didn't say this game is going to have 150 Pokemon and that's all you'll ever get for the whole base of the game, and there couldn't be big expansions or more added in. If you can't understand that, then that's a problem. That's not on me, because I've explained it very clearly at this point. I've explained it very clearly.
You did.
You sure as you did.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
To be honest, Pokemon fans, you guys should have seen this coming. Alola was Gen 7 was a tester game.
It really was.
It was a game to see if they could shake up the formula and still sell. Think
And it
about it.
showed,
Like,
yeah.
we already have a game that shook up how Pokemon is played. And to be honest, it's time. I mean, yes. I mean, I'm 30, so I was 10 when Pokemon came out. Like, I was the age that Pokemon was, like, driving for. I was 10. My character was 10. Going out, we're gonna get some monsters. But the game genre is changed in 20 years, and it's time for a shakeup. And Alolan Pokemon, Sun and Moon, it was a tester game. Would people still buy this if it wasn't the same? And I could prove, if the rumor is true, one connecting fact that proves that. The characters Red and Blue, or whatever their name is, or their characters from Red and Blue, they make an appearance. You're not that character. Which they made an appearance in Sun and Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Good points.
I just wanted to ask OJ also, when he said about the expansions, Johto, Sinnoh, and every other region. I was like, aren't you being a little bit generous? It's like they want to make money. They will want to do another Pokemon game in a year or two. So I was like, when will they stop?
Well, I have a question. Do you guys really expect Gen 8 to be out now? I mean, we got Sun and Moon 2 years ago and Ultra last year. Like, we got Ultra 6 months ago.
Well, I mean, yeah, and I get that. Maybe that wasn't my best thought out in terms of, I don't think that they're going to release huge expansions to different regions and just drop a bunch of different, like, you know, like areas and like end game content for free out there. I don't think that. But just like Pokemon, like Fire Red and Leaf Green, didn't that have Pokemon from Gen 3 in there? You know?
Yep.
They did.
Yeah.
So it had in the end game content, right? So that's more of what I was thinking of. They're gonna do something like that. You don't get to travel to all the different regions, but you've got those Pokemon. You can catch them. You can battle with them, because that's essentially what it is. Now, and if you're upset because I like going back to Kanto, then all right, then go ahead and be upset and whatever. You know what I'm saying? I get that. I'm not arguing that at all, you know, because I don't even care what region I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never liked the single player game. So I understand for other people. I've already talked about this. I understand. I get it for other people. I'm not trying to say that it's, you know, that it shouldn't be an important part of the Pokemon experience. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But what I'm trying to say, like I said, you know, so I make this very clear, you know, for everyone. I make this very clear. No, having just 150, let me just flat out say it. No, having just the original 150 and that's all you get is probably not a good idea. Let me just say that right now. So if you guys take away anything from this whole discussion, 'cause I already know there's some of you guys out there like, this guy, he's trying to make sure that, we only get 150. Like, listen. If you take away anything from this, just take away this. I do not only want 150 Pokemon in the next Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch. Let me just take that away. That's the one takeaway from this whole live stream. There should be more.
I hope you all understood.
Hopefully you understand that, because I still got people in the comments section saying, well, this guy. Just understand. Just if you can understand anything, understand that. No, only having 150 is not good. There should be more.
Because, you know, in Pokemon, it's like the pieces of your puzzle. If you have more pieces to make something customized your way, it's better. So, yeah, no one in his right mind would say that, you know?
I'm not trying to kiss anybody's butt. I'm not trying to kiss anybody's butt. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for people.
Wow.
for everyone to understand as easy as possible, because obviously the video didn't, like, people thought I was just saying 150. That's it. That's all you. I mean, obviously, even though I mentioned getting more and more would be great and adding, I mentioned that in the video. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned that, but. Maybe there was a focus on me talking about the 150 because I do like the original 150, but I said, like I said multiple times, like I like Pokemon. Everyone who's watched my Pokemon video, I've seen all the names. You guys are all regular viewers of my live streams, of my, you know, of my my Pokemon videos that I do. So to sit there and see people say, oh, well, why does he only like that? You know, and I'm like, no, you guys should know that I like Diamond. You guys should know Diamond and Pearl's my favorite, or one of. Along with Yellow.
I mean,
along with Yellow.
I've never seen you be really biased against like any specific Pokemon. You said it was just a good RPG franchise, and I have to agree with you on that. I don't particularly care about the reasons. I just like playing the games because they're fun, and I think Game Freak is probably going to make a game that's fun to play, regardless of whether there's 150 or 800 Pokemon to play with.
Yeah, well, shout outs to Agent C, who hit us with the $1.99 donation. Appreciate that. I'm gonna go buy a burn heal from reading those comment sections right now, man. Jesus Christ, I got OJ fainted. Fainted a couple times.
I don't know if you want to talk about his donation. He said each Pokemon game you can transfer, so 150 is out. I think I understand what he means.
What does he mean by that?
When you think about it, all they have to do is not release the Pokebank, and you can't transfer, so you have to wait until they put in the game all the Pokemons.
But another thing is I think Joker said it earlier, is that they want this game out by Christmas. Like, there was so much backlash.
Yeah, they want to sell like hotcakes.
Yeah, they want it out. They need something to complement Smash, because not everybody's a Smash player. They need something big for the Christmas season. They want to sell another 20,000 this year. We all know Pokemon pushed, and they all know that was their big mistake last year. Game Freak didn't have all that faith in the Switch, and they were wrong. And they got the backlash of the century when Ultra Sun and Moon was announced for the 3DS. I mean, some of us saw that happening. I saw that happening because they did it with Black and White too. But there was a lot of backlash, and with them coming out at E3 and being like, "Hey guys, we will have a Pokemon game next year or later," you know, Nintendo is breathing down their necks. Like,
the time crunch.
It needs to be this Christmas.
Okay, I want to say shout outs to Velvet. Thanks, Velvet, for coming out to the stream. I also want to address real quick, because, like I said, this is going to be a conversation back and forth with people. TC says the rumor so far hasn't indicated a whole lot of advancing or shaking up the formula. Actually, it did. If we weren't, they actually talked about the Pokemon Go integration. They talked about catching Pokemon is vastly different. He said, if we're talking about revisiting old areas with a span of time having passed, they have done that before. So I think you're off on what you talked about in terms of your opinion on that. They actually did talk about shaking up things quite a bit, TC. So it just depends on how you feel about that. He said, and he also added in, and not including more than 100, the first 150 is regressing, not advancing. Well, like I said before, that was not the point of what I was trying to say. Regression or advancing, there's many different ways that you can advance or that you can go, like the amount of, so if they added 5,000 Pokemon, but the game was trash, broken, didn't play right, but there's 5,000 Pokemon, is that advancing? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, the number of Pokemon isn't the only way to advance the game. Like, there are other things that you can do. The way that you put that comment made it seem as if, okay, well, only 150, that's not advancing. Well, what if the game is the best playing, best running, best features, best everything that you can have, best trading mechanics, best everything? That's not advancing at all? Or is only the count of Pokemon, is that the only way that a game can advance, you know? I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the problem.
OJ,
the problem
I
is
have...
that people don't see that you have to sacrifice what they built with the 3DS, because they could do like from X and Y, port everything to Auras, port everything to Sun and Moon, keep the progress and create new Pokemons for that engine. But with the Switch, if our thoughts get confirmed, they will have to start over, and if they do, it's gonna be such a hard time for them to get everything out by Christmas or something like that.
OJ, I have one way to prove that we're gonna get more Pokemon.
What would be the one way?
So I'm guessing with the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, Pikachu and Eevee are gonna be your starters. Like, that's the theory, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Eevee has 7 evolutions. She's had at least one new evolution up until Gen 6. 7 Alola is the only one we didn't get a new Eevee evolution. So if Eevee is a starting Pokemon, we got to get more Pokemon, because there are going to be people who are pissed if they can't have 8 of those things.
Can't have Glaceon and all that?
Evolutions.
Yeah. I mean, well, because Dark Pokemon wouldn't be included in the original 150, so Umbreon would not be a thing.
Umbreon, we won't. And Umbreon came out with
Gold and Silver, right?
Bro, what's the second one?
Umbreon and Espeon came out.
Espeon.
Too.
And then
Psychic,
there was like,
and then we got Glaceon and Leafeon.
And
Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Fairy type.
And the Fairy typing,
Which is
Sylveon.
Yeah.
Which was 6.
I remember when they added fairy type Pokemon.
Technically, you don't. I'm sorry, my bad.
Go ahead. Evan.
I'm just saying, I remember when they put fairy type Pokemon in the game, and that sort of messed a lot of things up. But that was just a random thing. So, continue.
No, I was going to say, I want people to remember, don't forget Gengar is technically dark.
I am going to put in this response video, I am going to put a parentheses, only 150 is not okay. Just in case somebody just only
good idea.
150 is
not
okay. Okay, there you go. So even if you don't want to watch this whole thing, when this gets uploaded later, you will see in the title. Only 150 is not okay.
Seems right. My bad.
So
yeah, I see it.
So that has been updated. It's been updated on there. So
I thought she was dark.
No, she's right. He's Ghost Poet.
Yeah, she's right. There was one that was dark that I remember. I need to go back and look at them.
Yeah, there's some that's definitely and that's changed, and it's saying it's 150, but that doesn't mean we will get like all the pre-evolutions they added in, or the evolutions they added in later in those. Like, I'm sure we'll get all of those added in because it won't make any sense, but like, it makes sense to me to put out a good, solid game, and then like, here's for $5 you can
not even for $5.
Or free.
Yes.
Or a couple of dollars. If it's a $30 game, I'll drop $5 to get the next region.
I don't think it's
not gonna be 30.
Yeah, I think it's going to be.
Neither do I.
It's going to be 60, and I think that they're just going to do all the Pokemon DLC stuff that they've always done. Like, hey,
which
Yeah,
A lot of
remember
Pokemon fans have asked for it. A lot of people have asked for a game where all the regions are together, where we can go to all the regions.
That's a great undertaking. If they do it,
Yeah. That would be
I don't know.
tough. That would be tough. I mean, even if you look at like, let's say for example, like what they did with Pokemon or Pokemon X and Y, like that game was rough. You know,
It was.
like visually
Yeah,
and like
I remember
that,
that.
and that was their first time. That was jumping from the DS to the 3DS, and that was that game was a little rough, especially if you compare Pokemon X and Y to Sun and Moon. Look at the models. Look at the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the game. Look at the game itself. Like the X and Y, the characters look literally like the DS. Like
Yeah.
almost, yeah.
and then on Sun and Moon they actually have limbs and everything. You know, like you can actually It's still not great graphics, but it's so more vastly
For 30S,
improved.
so much
Well,
better.
the character models in X and I would say Sun and Moon. They're pretty good looking for a
They're good.
3DS game. Like they're
good.
high fidelity. That's what I'll have to say for a 3DS game.
I just have to ask you guys if you would be satisfied with that hypothetical Pokemon game for $60, because when you think about it, whenever we bought a Pokemon game, we had a lot of content. We had a lot of Pokemons, and I don't know if we'll be really satisfied by that.
Well, it's
You know what? Sorry.
To me, it's not just the roster of Pokemon. It's also there's also just a story, online play, training mechanics. There's a lot more to a Pokemon game than all right. How many Pokemon are there? It's like what OJ said. It's like if they're limiting the amount of Pokemon, but they're adding in a lot of stuff, or they're really fine tuning the mechanics that make the gameplay loop even more enjoyable, then to me, I'd have no problem paying $60 to get that refined experience and less Pokemon than have a game that has, 500, 700, however many Pokemon we're at this point, and have it just be lackluster or feel like it's more of the same.
And we're also going to
Not only that,
HD
but
here,
course-
guys.
Uh,
Yeah, I was gonna say cost per production for
yeah,
HD.
we're going to. Do we pay per Is that how some people think that we're paying for these? Are we paying per Pokemon? Is that what some people think?
yeah,
Like,
25 cents a Pokemon.
are we paying per Pokemon?
For Swampert. No, I'm joking.
Because I mean,
But-
Gold wasn't like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Those were like $40 or whatever.
But
and
they
then
had the content to back it up, OJ.
I know, but then there's been other games that
But
have
who
more
says-
that has more content, and that's still $40. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So I mean, all I'm saying is that
But
like,
who says this game won't have the content?
well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
This guy is giving us some vague facts that might be happening with Pokemon.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think
It's
that.
like,
I
I
don't
mean,
think that the game
everything
is not
about-
going to have content just because it's the original whatever 150. Then they add more in. There's still how long? Like content to me is how long is this campaign? How many hours do you get out of that? How many hours?
Side quests, maybe?
Huh?
Side quests,
Side
maybe?
quests, whatever the case is. Like I don't base, and that's the same thing that I had like with my debate with Nintendo Problem. I don't base value of a game based on like if Smash Brothers has 50, 60 characters. That's not the value of the game. It's how much hours do I get out of this game. ARMS to me is worth 60, even though it has far less characters than Smash Brothers. I mean, that's not a fair comparison, but I still feel that if you like ARMS, or if you play the game and it's good, and you can get 50 hours out of ARMS, 60 hours out of ARMS, 70 hours out of ARMS. Just because it has less characters doesn't make it a less valuable game, in my opinion. It matters what you get out of that game. Not every game is going to have a gajillion different characters in order for you to base how you're going to price your content. But I've never done that. Obviously, you want to have enough characters in a game to make it to where you can use them. You don't want like one character like in a fighting game or something like that, but you need to just have a lot of mechanics and a lot of things that can keep you coming back to the game. So I don't necessarily base it all on that. I think that there could be a lot more content and a lot more content added in. Just like, I mean, people were talking about ARMS about that, right? It's not worth $60, but I mean, I think that they added in a lot of content and made it better and better and better. I'm not saying that they're going to go down that far, but I mean, that's what people are trying to put it in that category. But I still think we need to wait and see.
ARMS, well, OJ, if we're talking about ARMS, then we need to remove one character, and Abaddon will be the first person to tell you who that is, right?
Springtron.
Springtron.
Yeah, Springtron. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I have to agree with you. It's just, well, value is determined by every individual person. So, to me, I could say, well, I'm willing to pay $60 for this Pokemon game that's got 150 Pokemon, but you are a person who doesn't think that 150 is enough. You'd say, well, a game that for a Pokemon game to be $60 needs to have 300 or 500 or this many amount of Pokemon for me to feel like $60. For me to feel like I'm getting the value of $60 for that game spent. So it definitely comes down to each individual consumer to determine the value for their money for a game. So and it goes with basically anything. There are people who probably won't buy Black Ops 4 because they feel like if they're paying $60 for a game, they need a single player campaign, and the Battle Royale doesn't replace that in their heads.
Yeah, okay.
Yo.
Summed it up. Yeah, good.
Real quick, I want to read something. There was a comment in here. Somebody said that, like, and Abaddon, I'll let you go in just a second. Sorry to cut you off, my guy.
No, you good. You good.
Somebody's in the comment said, well, my concern is that, you know, they're changing the games in the wrong way. And then another SGT Dark Suicide says, people complaining about a game that isn't even been shown yet. And that's
Exactly.
It's not. I mean,
That's
how are you
my
worried
whole,
about something that's not real yet? We're just. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess hypothetically you could talk about it, but to me, I'm just reacting to just this right here. If something is bad and I don't like it, I am not going to get worried about something that is not fact. It's not real, or so there's nothing you. How can you worry about? They're going to change it in ways that you don't even. Okay, but I guess it's based on the rumors, right? I guess he's just reacting to the rumors.
I
But
mean,
anyway, Abaddon, I want to let Abaddon talk real quick. Go ahead, Evan.
Oh no, I just want to point out it's like now the problem that I have with all this is how people react to people who have a difference of opinion. Like I'm fine if you have a difference of opinion, but just like on your video I commented, someone just said you sound dumb as death and ignorant. I'm like, why would you say that to somebody?
People were pretty harsh.
You know, this is a whole thing I love. I love how there are people who are probably like, I'm not buying this game. It's going to be a terrible game. And you haven't even seen anything for it yet. Not any gameplay, not any screenshots. You just say, you want to take like a rumor that someone said, and you're going to be like, I'm not going to buy this game already because someone said that, oh, it might not have as many Pokemon as I'm used to, or it might not have this, you know, specific thing. And it's like the whole thing with Retro as well, with the Star Fox racing game. We don't even know if that is 100% what Retro is making, but people are acting as if that's what.
That's gospel.
Yeah, so that's the whole. It's just an attitude in general, and it's been around for years. It's been around since like the NX, since the Switch was the NX. People were doing that. It's just the general culture of like, you know, basically every game that comes out has maybe like a week of relevancy, and then it's on to the next thing. It's on to the next thing. We have to talk about the next rumor. We have to talk about what's going to be at the next E3 presentation. We can't ever just be happy with waiting for these companies to actually announce their games and give us that information.
People are assuming too much, and I'd say that's consumerism at its best. So it's not everyone, but like you said, people don't even play their games that much these days.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I agree.
Another
Like,
thing
we talked about. Oh, go ahead, Mama Mercy.
Another thing is, like earlier it was asked, like, would you spend $60 for what is currently being described as the next Pokemon game? Absolutely. And my reason why is I have 2 young boys. I would love nothing more than to sit down in the original region and play through it with them and share with them all the experiences I had when I was a kid, and hopefully get DLC for the next region so I can sit down and work that region through with them too. That sounds like a whole fun afternoon for me with my boys, to be honest. And HD graphics, better music, better Pokemon, hopefully better battling, because I am so over the freaking 4 panels, pick a move. I want some Pokken tournament, some anime, like what they do, the anime style fighting. To be honest, I would love to see them shake up the battle system.
Well, yeah, well, to do it like, well, with the anime, they always do like, they always have Ash do like this like last like second like combo moves and stuff like that that really would be.
They made Pokken Tournament.
Yeah,
They made Pokken.
Yeah, but Pokken Tournaments, it's a fighting game, and it's far.
Pokemon Fight. Put that
Yeah.
mechanic in there.
Yeah,
Let me
I think like having like an overworld that's like a regular Pokemon, and then having the battles turn play out like Pokken, that would be a really interesting game. But I'm not sure if Game Freak would be willing to go like that all in and make it like and make the combat so unlike
I
a
don't think
traditional-
Imagine,
they're not gonna
imagine
do that.
balancing a fighting game with 150 characters.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
But that would
That's-
make sense for 150 characters because try imagine balancing a fighting game for almost 800 Pokemon.
It's
But if
not
you
a
can
fighting
get it-
game. It's a strategy
Yeah,
game.
it's a turn-based RPG, you know, with
So was Final Fantasy. It no longer is.
but I don't think they're gonna make it like Pokken though. They're not gonna make it like an action. Like there's already Pokken, you know. So I don't think they're going to do like they've already said it's gonna be more in line with the
I
traditional.
would say more like Kingdom Hearts.
No, Mama Mercy, that honestly would be a pretty interesting thing. Like I'd be down to play like it's a regular overworld for Pokemon, and then the battles are like Pokken. I'd be down to play that. I'm just saying, Game Freak probably wouldn't want to do that because the original they want to probably stick to the Pokemon formula, you know, decently.
And that's what I wanted somebody to say. They already want to stick to the original thing. So what is everybody freaking out about?
Yeah, I mean, and you know that's the thing. Like I saw many people say, OJ, you know, I disagree with some of your point. Like, listen, guys, listen. If you disagree, like unless you disagree with the whole item thing, that should be the only thing. Because I'm not. If you disagree that I like 150, the original 150, who gives a crap about what's? Who cares if you did like that should be the only thing. Like I said, Nero pointed out the whole item thing. I get that. But saying that someone likes the 150 and they're going to add more, like I don't get that. What is there to disagree with? Like what? Like if you say I like Gen 7 and that's great. I'm like, okay, you like Gen 7. I don't understand what there is to disagree with the video outside of okay. Talked about the items type of deal. I get that. You know, I don't like Focus Sash. Some people in here were saying, no, Focus Sash is great because you know why you guys like Focus Sash? Because you guys abuse Focus Sash. You know what I'm saying? Like you got those people that abuse Focus Sash. So I get that. If you disagree with that, okay. But like I said, the overwhelming majority of people, based on the comments that I've seen, were disagreeing with. They were thinking that I was saying like, oh, it's just 150. That's it. That's all they're going to do. Which many people put that in there, saying, oh, that's not enough content and all that. Which, like I said multiple times, if you just joined us. I clearly said multiple times, and it's even in the title now. So none of you guys can sit here and try to say, "Oh, you didn't." It's only 150 is not okay, and I should also add, and I don't think that's what's going to happen. So I might put that in there as well. You know, so that's the thing, guys. That's the thing. Yeah. Sorry about the stealth the stealth podcast, guys, are just crazy out of nowhere. Like I said, I was about to get ready to do my video for tomorrow, and I just saw I was like, oh man, there's just like a lot of people upset. And then I went to the comment section. I was like, okay, why is so many people upset? And then I saw everyone saying like let me just, so I can give you guys, if you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to go to the comment section. And I'm gonna read off a couple while I get there. If somebody else has a point to make, go ahead and make a point while I get there.
One thing I would like to say. Okay, sorry, I'm not thinking properly. It's very late at night, so just give me. But let's say if the rumor is true, it's only like if, because who knows, it could be fake. But I feel like one thing that could benefit from limiting amount of Pokemon at launch could be the balancing. How I was about to say IS for a second. Game Freak would sort of like improve upon the originals, because was it Black and White Gen 5 where Power Creep become like a real thing? A lot of the Pokemon that used to be top tier back in the olden days just fell back just because all the new ones were out there. But just to clarify, was that Black and White, right?
I don't know. I don't play Pokemon.
I used to do Pokemon competitively, but
so I would
so
know.
Overall, I just think limiting the amount at launch will help balance the game out in terms of what Pokemon can be good, and hopefully add moves that can improve their play style. And I think that'll be a great idea. And then later on, go from Gen 2 to 3 and beyond, and makes the older Pokemon that used to be good that were outclassed by the new ones.
Okay.
More optimal and better.
Okay, I see somebody in here. His name is Gray Fuller. He got timed out, and he was on my video earlier. Gray Fuller got timed out. Gray Fuller, if you want to talk about this, he said it's a dumpster fire in the video. He got timed out here, so obviously he's mad. Gray Fuller.
Yeah, he doesn't like me. He said that he wanted me to get off the air.
Gray Fuller.
That's trash.
Gray Fuller, you are more than welcome. If you want to come and debate with your blank profile avatar, come and debate and see what you're upset about. I will listen.
You're always like roasting everybody.
Come in, Mr. I'm just gonna call him G. Gray Fuller. Can't capitalize your G or the F in your name. That's fine. It's not a problem. It's not a problem if you can't capitalize those two. It's fine.
I think I'm gonna change. I might just change to a blank profile picture just to troll you a little bit.
So I mean, if you say this is a dumpster fire, you want to get mad now. You're coming in here and you're upset. Please feel free to come and talk. I mean, you're obviously upset. You didn't like the video. People are agreeing with you. I see all these people that are trying to sit here and say something. So Gray Fuller, my boy, you're more than welcome to come on here with your lower cases and come and talk. It's more than happy. You can spell my name OJ with just no capital, just O and J lowercase if you want, just so we can be on level playing field. But my guy, you're more than welcome. I'm just doing that. I'm just being silly, okay? I don't mean that seriously to try to make fun of you or anything. I'm just saying, like, you're more than welcome to come on. So if you have an issue, once you're done with timeout, let us know. I'll get you a link, and if you want to talk about it or what you're upset about or why you're crying and saying it's a dumpster fire, feel free. Because people in here, a lot of people that are upset and people that were thumbs upping, I don't see them in here when I have a free and open line for you guys to come and talk. So also another thing that I want to know, the biggest one that got the most likes was this comment from Dark Shiro 007. So I wanted to address that exactly. He says, and this is what I'm talking about because 51 people agreed with this comment. He said, I'm sorry, OJ, but your opinion sucks. We all know that Pokemon Sun and Moon have HD models for every Pokemon and every moving animation for Pokemon following you. That does not mean battling. That does not mean moves rendered for them. That does not mean walking animations, and that is not the same as fully animated in there with all the different types of things when they get hit, like, you know, stuns and things like that. So
I'd like to add something.
Go ahead.
Just because you have the animations for the 3DS game, if you have like all the battle animations for the 3DS style of battling, the way it's done on the Switch version of Pokemon could be completely different. And those animations probably would have to be redone, especially if it's on a different engine. You're going to have to retool those. You'll probably have to redo each of those animations, and that's going to take development time, regardless of how you slice it. So just to say, like, oh, you know, in Sun and Moon, there's HD models of all these things. Sure, it could be a good starting off point, but you're probably going to still have to do work to make sure it works in the Switch version. And if the battle system for the Switch version is different from the 3DS version at all, which it probably is going to be, then a lot of those animations probably aren't even going to be that usable. So that's going to be even more development time. So there is a lot of, I would say there's a lot of credence behind there being a lower roster because Game Freak just doesn't have the time to do everything to a respectable standard and release this year. If this Pokemon game is coming out like 2019 or something like that, then maybe they would have the time to do all the animations that way. But I don't think Game Freak and Nintendo definitely, like, you get Spawn Wave all the time. He's making the jokes with let's see, what was Kimishima. He's like, is Kimishima really the guy you want to go up to and say we need an extra year to develop Pokemon? No, Pokemon should be out in November, or else you're getting fired.
Let me finish what he was saying here, and this is the main thing that most people agreed with when it says, if Pokemon had only 151 Pokemon, it would be unbalanced for single player. This isn't 1996. Where did I say that it would only have, or that I wanted 151 Pokemon? The rumor didn't say only 151 Pokemon would ever be in the game. Why is 51 people liking this comment when this was never said? This was never perpetuated throughout the video. What opinions of mine suck? Where did I say that only 150? Dark Shiro 007 and the the 51 people that agreed with this dude, where did I say that? I want to know where I said only 151 would be great and there shouldn't be any options of adding more. Where? Freaking where?
I think
where did I say that? Why is 51 people agreeing with this dude? Did y'all watch the video? Who's agreeing with this guy?
Furthermore, is how would it make it unbalanced too? If there's
I don't give a damn about that. Who is agreeing with the? Who are the 50? I want to know who the 51 people are that are agreeing with this guy. You 51 people, come on here now. Why are you? Where did I say this?
How does on 51 Pokemon make the how would that make the game unbalanced? Like,
unbalanced for single player, because if you remember well, in the first game you had Pokemons like Alakazam, who was completely busted and could solo the game by himself.
I guess
I see
things like that.
Dark Shiro here in the chat. He's here in the chat. Mr. Dark Shiro, I'm gonna ask him a question. Mr. Dark Shiro, where did I say that? Because he's here in the chat. Dark Shiro, you're here in the chat. Where did I say only 151? Where in the rumor, or where did I say that only 151 with no chances of getting extra? Where did I say that? Where did you get this to write this block of text that would get you probably a C+ to B in an English class? Where did I say this? Where did I say this for you to write all this? And people who agree with that, where? Like, you guys are probably the ones who disliked the video. I see Markel in here. He's like, I disliked one of your videos now, and I don't feel good about it. He's probably agreeing with you too, Dark Shiro. Where did I say this? Because I want to know, where did the disconnect come from to where I said only 150 would be good without any DLC? Where does that disconnect come from? Is it because I said that I like the 150? Where did it come from, Dark Shiro? I just want to know where it came from, because I don't want this to happen in the. Here's the thing, guys. I don't want this to happen in the future. I want to make you guys happy. I want to make sure that the content, like, I'm not putting out content and you guys are saying this is trash. I hate this. You know, I don't want to make the same mistakes. So I want to know where I said in this video that only 150 would be good, and that's where you got this whole base of comment. Like, where did that happen? I want to know. I want to know. And look, like I said like I said before, guys, I'm not like, oh, I'm so mad or anything like this. I did this live stream because I want to give you guys the chance to talk and to get you guys' thoughts on it, to get the people who were upset and everybody who was agreeing with all the people that were upset and saying all this stuff. I want to know where I said that, where I said 150 only, that's good, nothing else, I'm okay with that, and not where I said, hey, they're going to add in more. Where did I say that? So
the thing is, OJ, the people that liked the post, I believe, didn't watch the video because they agreed with what he said, which makes sense. Only having 151 is not okay, like you wrote now in your title. But yeah, I think he made a scarecrow argument. I think it's the way it's called. So he dressed up.
That's called a straw man.
A straw man, yeah.
That's when you're saying, that's when you say, like, oh, my opponent says this, but they're not actually saying that, and then you debunk that argument.
Thank you, the Joker.
No problem.
I know.
There's plenty of logic. There's plenty. You should learn. You can just Google logical fallacies and just, like, keep them in mind, because you'll see them pretty often when you're talking with people on the internet. Well, or talking to anyone in general.
So, because his thing, his whole focus, he says, "I'm sorry, OJ, but your opinion sucks." He talks about fans don't want DLC. DLC equals paid content to most consumers. But we're talking about Pokemon. We're talking about what they've done before.
I mean, it's a pretty common thing. I play Pokemon casually, and even I know that you'll get just gift drops and random events where we'll put in Pokemon. That's not pretty cool. So they could very easily do that. The Pokemon company could very easily just do gift drops of Pokemon, and saying, like, oh, and then DLC doesn't necessarily have to mean paid content. It definitely doesn't have to mean there being loot boxes. So
that's where OJ messed up, in my opinion. He should have precised it, so no doubt ever would have crossed the mind of the people that watched the video.
That's definitely one thing I'll have to say, is that DLC is a very widespread practice in the industry. So when you're talking specifically about DLC practices, you have to be specific, because saying like, oh, I'd be fine with there being DLC in Pokemon, you probably would say, well, I want it to be done, like this, instead of just...
What is this guy Dark Shiro talking about? He said name one DLC for main series of Pokemon. There's been a bunch of Do you know what DLC is?
Every
Really
event that they've ever had where you get a legendary or a
That's downloadable content.
Do you
rare
understand?
Pokemon, which has always been free, you go to GameStop, they give you a card. They're doing one right now
That's what I'm talking about with
for
Pokemon.
like. It's the dogs, right?
Somebody else talk. I'm done.
Entei and
This man said name one time where the mainline series is done. Do you know?
what's the other
I'm
dog? The
done.
lightning.
OJ is discouraged.
Don't you guys talk. I'm done. What do you mean?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Pokemon never
Y'all
had
talk.
DLC. Are you kidding me,
Yeah.
dog?
Dude, they just had the year of the Pokemon, and we got like 1 or 2 new legendaries
I
every
don't
month.
care about this
Dude,
whole
For
thing.
free.
You know.
Yeah, OJ, just calm down, man. We're not
I
going
don't care.
to make any
If you're mad at me,
progress.
I don't give a damn. I don't care. I don't care. If you're mad, be mad.
Yeah.
I don't care. This man,
Yeah.
this the same guy that everyone's agreeing with said, when have they done? Name one Pokemon game they've done. Mainline Pokemon game they've done DLC. I'm done. Obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
They don't do research.
I understand, but let's just we gotta stay calm.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. I don't want to be like because if we're all yelling and it's all outraged, then I think that's this is at the end of the day. At the end of the day, this is all just rumors. We don't know if this is going to be. This is how things will turn out to be. So I think everyone, let's just everyone. We should all just calm down, and we probably should just wait for Nintendo and Game Freak to tell us how many Pokemon will be in the game, rather than just some random person on the internet.
I think there's going to be 70. That's what I think now. Screw it. I don't care. There's going to be 72 and a half. There's going to be half.
25.
No, there's going to be one Pokemon in the game, and the other 149 will be paid DLC. This has just been confirmed by my very special source that I have. Totally a 100% legit, guys. You can believe every word I said.
You'll have to go back to GameStop.
Oh my
every
gosh,
day
he said
to
all
get a
events are
mystery
not
gift
DLC. You don't update your
one
game
by
for
one.
it.
I'm pretty sure I have to go online and download something
I'm
to
pretty
make
sure.
it happen.
Like I said,
When you do the events, you have to connect to the internet. You have to download something, and then you get a new Pokemon, which is content. It's downloadable content. Just because you're not going to a specific store or anything like that does not make it
we got
DLC.
people who don't know what
I
downloadable
love how all of
content
you
is.
guys are saying no DLC is not anything downloadable. I think that you guys don't like that you have something that's going against your argument, so now you guys are just constantly spamming
Downloadable
that
content
in.
Guys,
is something
we
that
don't
you
have the
download.
same
If
definition.
you have a game and you downloaded something from a server down to your game, that is downloadable content.
That's it.
That is, if you go to somewhere and you download or you transfer something, that is content being downloaded to your game. That is DLC, downloadable content. Downloadable content. You have downloaded, you have taken that content from one spot and then moved it to another spot. They have given that to you. That is downloadable
If
content.
it wasn't in your game, oh my.
Okay, so
that is
Shiro,
content that is downloadable.
So Shiro, by your logic, if you get a patch that's a bunch of bug fixes, is that DLC because you had to update your game for it? So every time you get a game, and it's just every time you're playing like if something like Overwatch and they do like a general bug fix, is that DLC that I downloaded when they just made sure that like one little thing wouldn't make the game crash? I mean, I'm updating my game for it.
Guys,
It's downloadable content.
There's people
right?
in here saying, "Oh, well, it's not true. It's just like it does not matter whether it's an unlock code, whether it's not. There is data that is going on there that you are getting from one spot that was not on your system, and now it is. If you guys want to play semantics because you can't make a great argument, that's fine. But I will, like I said, I will debate anybody live on this matter. If you want to sit here and say, even if it's an unlock code, whatever the case is, that is content extra being put on your system, and that is downloadable content. Now, whatever funky, weird, half-baked definition that you guys have of downloadable content, it's fine. But that is semantics. That is not. It doesn't matter if it's an unlock code or whatever. It does not matter. Does not matter. They could do the same thing in this Pokemon game, and that would still be DLC. That would still be DLC. So that's DLC. It's not. You don't say, "Oh, what did I get? I got this instant unlock from Nintendo." Who says that? Like, oh, I downloaded a new Pokemon. There was a new Pokemon that I transferred, or I downloaded from the internet, or I got from whatever place it was that they were giving away what it is. You know what I'm saying? A mystery gift. You downloaded the mystery gift. You have to go on there and you have to go to GameStop, hook up and download the mystery gift and transfer it into there. It's downloadable content just like anything else. It doesn't matter if it's done in a different way than another way that you know or what you think of. It's still downloadable content. It's still downloadable content.
If you remember Action Replay on DS, I knew people were getting legendaries and access to mystery gifts without even going to GameStop and everything, because it's actually just putting the line of code in your game, and you technically had to download the line of code from GameStop or the internet to unlock it. So even if it's not the files for the sprite of the Pokemon and his stats, and it's just an unlock code, it's technically a download, if you see what I mean.
No video jumper. No. I said that for me, 150 is cool, and when they add more, that would be great, because I'm not going to catch.
I think the concept that we're trying to get at is that Game Freak is willing to add more Pokemon after the initial roster is out.
That's what I said. I don't know why Video Jumper is trying to lie. I don't like that, because I have it in the title. He's trying to sit here and say that I changed my... I'm sorry to cut you off, dude, but he's trying to sit here and say, oh, I changed my mind. No, I didn't. In there, I said it was cool. I said, for me, like, my knee-jerk reaction, can you separate the two videos? I don't know if you're trolling or not, but I'm going to make sure that I'm very clear with this, because people can watch this on the chat replay and you're still continuing this. We're an hour, 49 minutes into this thing, and you sit here and repeat the same point that you had earlier, okay? So my knee-jerk reaction is cool. I love the original 50. That's good for me. I love it. But I think that they'd add more, like Pokemon Go, or like all the other games that I explained, all the other games before that. I said even going through Johto, which would be cool. So are you saying that I contradicted myself in my own video? Is that what you're saying? Because you didn't say that. You said you didn't say or didn't leave a comment. Hey, OJ, you contradicted yourself in your own video. You said that the 100 to 150 is cool for you, but then you also explained how DLC would be great too. So are you saying that I contradicted myself in my original video and now I'm contradicting myself again? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I would say that you're wrong in that. So, once again, my knee-jerk reaction was, yo, 150 is cool with me. I like that. Like, they're going to work on it, and then they're going to add. That was my knee-jerk reaction. Do you understand? Separate the two, my guy. Think really hard on this one. And just try to focus for just a second. That's why it was titled knee-jerk reaction. 150 is, oh, that's cool. But they're going to do more, and I would like them to do more, like I stated in the video. So I really hope this got through you. Now, if you continue to lie in the chat and say, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, but you were saying something different. I'm just going to time you out, because you said this at the very beginning and now you're saying this now. And I don't want this on the chat replay and me not to answer back to it. And then people said, oh, well, he's thinking the same thing. You see how impressionable people are. 51 people agreed with this dude, Dark Shiro, who sat there and said that, oh, well, made it seem as if I said I only want 151 and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So stop. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry about that.
So yeah, misrepresenting your argument wasn't cool.
See, and he continues that he can't separate the fact that I said my knee-jerk reaction. My knee-jerk reaction. But I also, essentially what you're saying, Video Jumper, is that I contradicted myself. Because in that same video, I said that, yo, I think that they're going to add DLC and all of that stuff. So whether you agree or you disagree or whatever the case is, I said that I think that they're going to add more in there. So even if you're upset, who cares about my opinion and what I like? I already said that whatever you guys would want, which is more Pokemon, I already said, oh yeah, I think that they're going to do that too. So even if you think that, even if you keep on saying, oh, well, you said it twice in your video, my knee-jerk reaction was, yo, that's cool with me, because I love the original 150. That was my knee-jerk reaction, but then I said there's going to be more, and I would want there to be more. I think that they're going to do more, because they've always done more. And I even said I get it from other people's point of view if they want more. So I even went over to your side and said that too as well. Did you remember that from my video? You said you rewatched my video. Seems like you're cherry-picking what you feel like.
People are being very sensible right now in the chat. I like it.
Have they calmed down?
Pretty much.
That's good.
Okay. Well, I don't at this point, Video Jumper. I don't care what you have to say since you're saying, oh, well, at the end of the video you said, well, you don't understand the title, and I'm done explaining it to you. So I'm done explaining it to you. You don't want to understand. Like I said, I honestly don't care. Since you can't sit here and see, you're saying that I contradicted myself then in the same video because you refused to mention how I talked about more Pokemon being in there, and now you're saying that I'm saying something different now, and even though in my own video I already said that I would like there to be more. So I don't know exactly what you're trying to say, because in that same, you're cherry picking. You're saying, oh, well, in the video you said that you only want this. That's what you're saying. You're cherry picking, because in that same video I said, yo, I think that it'd be cool if they added more, or there's more in there. So you need to specify. I mean, do you think are you cherry picking the video? Are you not understanding the title? Like, you know, but hey, like I said, whatever, dude. Just move on. Whatever. Does anybody else have any other points to add? Now it's late.
I think we did the whole thing, OJ.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think there's enough information for us to speculate on this all day.
Yeah, it's all too vague.
I think the best thing everyone can do is just calm down, wait for more information, and at the end of the day, wait for E3. At the end of the day, Pokemon is just a game. It's a very big game. It sells a lot. People love it, but at the end of the day, it's just a game that people play and try to enjoy themselves. So there's no point in getting angry or all wild up over what might be with this game. You know, obviously to an extent, you know, like I said, people get invested, you know, with these franchises. Very understandable, but we shouldn't get to the point where we're all just yelling at each other based on whisperings of what this game might be. I think
Exactly.
it's a little bit ridiculous.
We should always wait and see, because it's always rumors. It's not confirmed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, you guys are really getting your panties in a twist over just rumors. Like, Game Freak itself has not released anything. Tomorrow, Game Freak could be all like, this is what our new game is, and blow everything this dude said out of the water. And you guys are sitting there calling friends and comrades, you know, idiots, and cussing at them because their opinion's a little bit different than yours over rumors. Think about that. You were literally yelling at real human people for something that somebody put on the internet.
Name calling.
When I say
name calling.
when I say rumor about certain thing, I say it as a rumor and I talk about that. And I'll never, to any of you guys' opinions in any of these videos, I'll never go and say your opinion on whatever it is so wrong and you're an idiot and all this. And I will never take if you put out something and if there's a misconception, then I'll say, yo, there's a you know, if we have a misunderstanding, I'll say that. But I'm not going to sit here and write walls of text to you guys completely disregarding what you said, and they were trying to prove that you said one thing or another. Like in this, like I said, in this comment section, I see like him saying, oh, well, only 150, your opinion sucks. And he's focusing all on that. And 51 people like that, which no, I said multiple times. Like I said, if you're going to sit there and disagree, okay, but don't cherry pick the video apart. Mention that I said, yo, like there should be more. And it's not just all paid DLC. Like nobody said pay. I didn't say paid DLC at any point in the video. So if you're going to sit there and whatever. So anyway, I think I've been very level-headed, and I'm trying to be level-headed about the situation, but I'm also at the same time trying to be entertaining as well. But I don't think somebody said, "Oh, nice to see people more level-headed than OJ." I've been very level-headed. I've been very level-headed with this whole thing. I've even said in this whole live stream, I've said it's cool if you have your own opinions. I simply said I like the first one, and I think that they're gonna add to it the basic gist of everything. The basic gist is I think that it'd be cool for like 150, and if they add more, that'd be cool. That's the basic gist. My knee-jerk reaction is cool, 150. I'm cool with that. That's good by me because I know that they're going to do what they've always done in Pokemon games and add more to the original ones. We've had it in every single one going forward. So that was it. That's all I was trying to say. That's a level-headed, in my opinion. Have I kind of said, oh my, like, have I kind of lashed out a little bit? Yeah, because that stuff's entertaining when you do that in this type of form. In this type of talk, that stuff's entertaining. Am I mad at Dark Shiro or at this other guy that I don't know? Am I mad at any of them? Absolutely not. Do I see it as, oh my gosh, I want you guys to attack them? No. Do I want you guys, do I tell you guys to attack them or go disagree with what they're saying or thumbs down them? No, didn't say anything. I wanted to address the people that were making the biggest concerns, and that's why I took 2 hours now, going 2 hours to address that and to have people on to clear up whatever. I mean, I see that as content and I see that as a benefit. How many content creators that have had controversial videos that take 2 hours in a live stream and bring other people on to address that? How many do you guys see my size or higher doing that? There's not a lot. Or they're not going to let you guys on. They're not going to give you guys an open invitation to come on. You know?
OJ, I think you made your case.
Yeah, I think the arguments have been made, and I think people will take it as they will, right?
Thanks for having me. I'm just gonna sign out real quick. Thank you guys for being there, and see you next time.
Yeah, this is a great conversation, guys. Very nice.
Does anybody have any last points that they want to make before we sign off here?
Well, the last thing I have to say to everyone is just be patient. Patience is a virtue, and especially nowadays, people can't seem to remember that.
I'd like to say is that I've been watching OJ for a year and a half now, and I know whenever he talks about a rumor, he makes it very clear in his video, this is a rumor, and he's commenting on a rumor. So you guys need to hear that. And also I have been watching a chat, and I have never seen so many people have messages deleted, and people have to be timed out. You guys need to be respectful when you're here. For all you know, there are kids or young adults in this chat right now.
Right.
You guys need to be respectful. I have never seen so many timeouts in a single video. It is Pokemon. It is a video game. You guys need to calm down. Game Freak has not announced anything yet. You guys are ragging on real people for electronic animals.
I saw your messages, Cena. I'm very excited for Fire Emblem 2, but you just gotta wait for that. That's one of the hard facts. That's one of the hard facts of life that I have a hard time accepting. It's like same thing with like Persona 6. That game will be years and years coming out, but I want it yesterday, right?
No, I'm not showing no mercy because we are supposed to be a community, and the toxicity I've seen, this video, this live stream, in the video chat is unacceptable of the Ninja Clan. You guys know better than this.
I think Pokemon triggers people to like be. This is the thing that I've noticed about the hardcore Pokemon community. It's just like it can get pretty toxic if you're talking about other Pokemon YouTubers out there. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to cool it on Pokemon, and if I do talk about it, I'm just not even gonna put my input on it. Like I think going forward, I'm like, hey, this is the information out there, and I'm just gonna leave it alone. Like this is the rumor, and I'm just gonna leave it there because I don't want this type of deal to break us. To have this type of situation, where I have to do something like this because I care about my community more than anybody else out there. Most people will just laugh this off or just make another video so where they can just monetize it. You know what I'm saying? And just say, here's my response, and you guys don't get to talk back. Like I said, a lot of people won't do this. So going forward,
but that's one of the things that make your videos great, OJ, is you give your opinion.
I know.
People just need to calm down.
But yeah, that's true.
Until Game Freak announced something.
It's worth it. At this point, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth the type of toxicity that it's going to bring. And which there's toxicity in my other videos that I've done. But this one, like I said, this is the worst that it's been in a while. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I'm going to, because it's so easy to misconstrue what someone says. Whether it's anything. Like I said, 51 people agree with that comment right there. Whether they watch the video or not, it's so easy to just sit there and just at the snap of the finger say, what? He said that? Heck, I mistook what Nero said earlier. So I don't think I'm going to be doing that anymore. So, you guys can go. I'll talk about stuff. Like I said, I'm not going to give. I'm just like, hey, this is what's out there. Maybe it'd be cool. I'll just stay middle of the road just because I don't feel that that is worth this type of deal to where I have to do this 2-hour live stream. And obviously you guys are interested in 142 people watching.
Dark Shiro 007. Yes, you brought toxicity into this community.
No, I wouldn't say. I wouldn't say
comment.
that. No, I wouldn't. I don't want to sit here and say it's all him. You know, I don't want to.
Oh no, I'm not saying it's all him, but there are a lot of toxic comics in that video, but it doesn't help.
But here's the thing. Going forward, I'm just not gonna do it. Going forward, I'm not gonna do, because it's so easy. It's so easy for 50-something people, and then if you look at all the other people, like, it's not just him. There's so many other people. Like you said, I know you didn't think it was just him, but there's so many other people. Like, you just scroll down the comments. Like Model Z. Jesus, OJ, it's like you concentrated all your worst opinions in one video. Cutting Pokemon is okay, even if they have already HD assets for them. It's like people don't even understand. Like, what do you mean? Like, see, like, and the 22 people agree with that. So I mean, DJ King, he had some stuff like that. So talk about Pokemon being locked out, Umbreon, Espeon, Glaceon. I mean, like, regardless of the other mechanics, Gen 1 Pokemon, I'm not touching it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many people, your opinion sucks so hard. I don't need to explain why. The comment section does well enough for me. My opinion on what? Simply me liking the 150 and them adding more in? Like, this is what I'm talking about here. Why cut 80% of your roster? You know, it actually sounds fun using Gen 7 mons against Gen 1 gym leaders. Like, people want Gens 2 through 7, became DLC, catch them all, like, $10 per. Like, look at all these comments, dude. Poorly researched. I was like, poorly researched. Models have the ability to be put in high resolution walk-run cycles. Blah, blah. Like, I mean, Kevin Rivera. Yeah, the Game Freak removing held items, blah, blah, blah. Like, thanks for the update, blah, blah, blah. He said my mic sounds like crap. No, it doesn't. My mic is actually really good. Let's see. Like, you see, like,
yeah,
I'm worried this game's gonna suck. If this is true, bye bye Pokemon. Like, look at all this. Like, this.
You know what's
crazy.
funny too? That people said the same thing about the new Breath of the Wild game, and it was Game of the Year last year. Just saying.
So I'm not even going to do it anymore, because some people can't handle someone else's simple opinion. You can't comprehend a video, you know.
About rumor too. Furthermore.
Yeah. Not anything Game Freak said.
I'm not going to sit here and be silenced by... I'm not going to be silenced. If I want to talk about a rumor, I'm going to talk about a rumor. People need to understand, to learn what a rumor is. They need to learn how to understand, like, other things. Like I said, I don't expect that. Like, it's not that I don't expect that, but I don't do that to other people. So I would expect, like, it's okay for me to say, like, yo, I don't expect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that it's right to do that, because I don't go to other people's channels. So I don't go to your opinion and say, oh, well, your opinion in terms of that. But, you know, whatever. It is, like I said, it is what it is with all these comments here. I don't think anybody from the comments who were cut 700 Pokemon. Do you really think they're gonna have 700 Pokemon in this game? Just like I said, if anybody from this comment section, I don't know if you guys will watch this later or whatever the case is. If anybody wants to, who disagrees and all that, you want to come and have a civil debate on the matter, we can do so, because I don't think there was anybody from this comment section that was complaining so much and all that actually wants to come on and talk about it. So if anybody does, let me know. If you're watching this on a replay, let me know. I'd be more than happy to talk about it. But you see here in the title, you shouldn't just, you know, maybe because I put knee-jerk. Maybe they knee-jerk reacted to 150. That's it. So
Right.
it is what it is.
Yeah, that was me.
No, it's all good, but you were nowhere near as bad as the other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a freaking video game. Shout out to Grubby Canine with the $2 donation. It says it's a freaking video game.
Video game.
It's a freaking video game.
Yeah, I kind of just got cut up on the 151. And it was like, how's that going to work with the game and all that? I was like, and I wasn't really taking in what you were saying in the video. So I'm glad this happened, so we can just clear some things up.
Yeah,
that's it for me.
That's why I did. And I understand. Like I said, I even understand, you know, what people said. But like I said, going forward, I'm just like, you know, when it comes to stuff like that, I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, this is what some people want. This is what other people want. This is what I think, you know, on some of that. But hey, it can go either way. We don't know. Rumor, bam, move on, which I've done before. But this one, I kind of wanted to focus on this and talk about, you know, what I would like, which would be better gameplay mechanics and things like that. I didn't think people were going to focus so much on the 150. I thought people would see clearly here that I said that there should be more, you know, all that in there. But just for me, knee jerk is 150 is cool, you know, and I know that they'll add more, you know, because they've always added more to the games. But like I said, going forward, like I gotta think about the type of people that are watching the video. Obviously, a lot of people aren't going to comprehend as easily. A lot of people aren't going to be able to connect a couple different dots that you have to connect, like with the title being knee jerk reaction and stuff like that. People are just gonna they're gonna do the same thing, you know. They're just gonna do the same. I thought people would know, like, hey, this is just what someone's thinking right away, and then explain themselves a little bit further. But like I said, that's my bad. I should have known that already. So that's one thing that I will apologize for, you know, in terms of that. Going forward, I'm not gonna do that anymore, though. Like, I'm definitely not gonna do that anymore, because obviously a lot of people just can't handle it. They can't handle that type of thing, and they have to come in and say, you, that opinion just sucks because you said 150 and that's it, and which I didn't. But you know, it's all good. Definitely not gonna let it get to me. I am going to work on a video tonight, and then I'm gonna go to the gym because my schedule's changed a bit, so I have a lot more free time than I normally would because of stuff that happened. So yeah. I have to explain myself with this one because there's over 80 dislikes. If I get over 80 dislikes in a video like that, I need to explain myself. I feel that I owe it to you guys as my users to explain it to there. And shout outs DJ King. I know DJ King. I know I know, man. I know my comment was on the rumor, not about you. I got that, DJ King. I wasn't calling you out or anything. Or anything like that. I wasn't calling really anybody. I wanted to explain myself. I thought that since as a community we can have a discussion like this and nobody will have hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that as a community we can do that. Like, we can all come here, even if we disagree. We can all come. Like, you disagree with family members, right? But still, at the end of the day, you know, they're still family members. Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, I think a lot of people. I was going through it, and it's like, you know, a lot of people are concerned that the changes made would make the game worse for competitive play, and I don't play Pokemon competitively, so I can't say either way. So I mean, this was a good conversation. I just wish we had like one of those people who would say this would make the game bad for competitive play on here, because it'd be pretty interesting to see what they would have to say about it.
Well, Nero did at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, you can't have the 151 and have a dragon type that can't be taken out by anything.
Yeah, so
Dragonite.
So basically, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. The thing that I want to end on, like I said, I'll say it now and I'll say it. I don't think if you're watching this on replay, you're probably not watching all 2 hours, but I'll say it again. Obviously, having only the original 150 would not be ideal. People want more than that. I get that. I would want more than that, but my base is like what I was thinking. Once again, you know, yo, 100, the original 150 is cool. Like, I want to play that. Like, I just want to play. I want to see it in HD. I want to see what they're going to do. You know, I want to do more with that, and then they're going to add to it. Like, they're going to go with it, like, make sure the gameplay, like, work on that, work on those things, and they're going to add to it. It's going to become a great game with a lot of content, because I think this is going to be a big jump. This isn't going to be HD models from Pokemon Sun and Moon, you know. This is going to be a little bit bigger than that, but we'll have to wait and see. That's what I was trying to say. Don't think that only 150 is good. Obviously, you want to have more than that. You would need more than that. I think we all would want more than that. That's not what I'm trying to say, obviously. So I wanted to clear that up with the users, with the fans out there. So like I said, so everything's cool. I see somebody in here that was also in the chat in terms of one of his comments. So yeah, a Model Z, you did say real quick, since you're here, you did say concentrated all my worst opinions, and 22 people, and like you said, do you guys Pokemon would be competitively trash without Focus Sash? I don't think so. I wouldn't go that far. You said 50 Pokemon are competitively trash without. The problem was Focus Sash in the first place, so I'm gonna have to disagree. I'm gonna have to disagree with that. And once again, I don't Model Z. Do you really think that they're gonna have 700 plus Pokemon in there ready to go? Like, I don't see why you're gonna sit here and say, Jesus, OG, you contradicted all your worst opinions. My opinion was they're gonna start out with this base, then they're gonna work their way up and add more in. Like, it's a fact. I think it's a fact, dude. It's a fact that there's no way they're gonna get 800 Pokemon all ready to go. There's gonna be some cuts. Smash Brothers couldn't even keep all their characters. Like, Smash Brothers from the Brawl to the Wii U didn't keep everything. I mean, they added more, but they cut some too. So I don't think anybody's gonna sit here and say you're gonna get 800 Pokemon in this game. So you're gonna expect cuts. If you don't like my opinion, Model Z, that they're gonna make some cuts, I'm sorry, but it's just, I think at this point it's definitely not gonna launch with 700 to 800 Pokemon. Like, There's no way. There's no way. And no, I'm not gonna hold an L, Model Z. And I will stay up. And if you want to talk about this, I can bring you on here. I'm not holding any L, my guy. You can hold a misinterpretation of what I was saying. I don't like Focus Sash. I don't like Focus Sash. That, my opinion, is Focus Sash is trash. The fact that you can knock a Pokemon out, that's you should be able to just knock them out. I do not like the item. That is my opinion on a battle mechanic. You know what I'm saying? That is my opinion on a battle mechanic. If they made Pokemon based around the battle mechanic of needing Focus Sash, then I think that's trash in its own self if they did that. And that's a trash mechanic in the first place. They should change some things. I don't think Focus Sash should be a central point of Pokemon as holding Focus Sash. I've never thought, and that's my opinion. My opinion is that. Now, I'm not going to hold an L, but like I said, if you want to come on here and you can debate anything you want to debate with all of my worst opinions and HD assets, and you think that they're going to have all that or that's so easily transferable over, please come on here and prove it. I'll stay up another 30, 40 minutes, whatever you want to do if you want to come on. But hold an L like Nintendo Prime, my guy, I'm not holding any L. Only time somebody holds an L is if you can prove it in a debate, they're going to hold an L, not by typing a comment here. So feel free to come on here and talk. But unless you're a developer or if you're a programmer and you can prove that they had all those models and HD assets for all of them put in, ready to go, and it's easily transferable to the Nintendo Switch and animating them with all of the attack animations and everything that they're going to do and in the graphics that they're going to do and everything, unless you can prove that, then you can hold an L. Because you can't prove that. In your own comment, you said, didn't they have HD assets for all of them? And you put question mark. So you didn't even know that you're trying to tell somebody to hold an L? My guy, no, nobody's holding an L but you, since you weren't even sure on your own comment, my guy. So you can't actually. Then come on in, my guy. You're on Twitter? You're on Twitter, right? Send me a message on Twitter, and I will invite you to the Discord, and you can come and prove to me how I can hold an L based off of what, and prove to me in my video what I was trying to say. I want to hear what you have to say. So send me a message on Twitter.
To be honest, OJ, I think it would be a good idea to reboot from the beginning, and since we have so many Pokemon, getting rid of some of the Pokemon that nobody likes, like Bidoof, and evening out Pokemon as they went along, because I saw a lot of people earlier saying that Gen 5 is when Pokemon got, like, some of the Pokemon got really OP'd.
Yeah, Black and White was the generation where power creep became a real issue, and a lot of the original top tiers became not so
okay,
top
can we
tier.
get rid of Grubbish? Is that okay?
Yeah, I'll be fine with that.
And whatever the snow cone one is?
I forget who that one was, too. I need to look that up.
So,
but another thing is like we have a whole people who play competitively who, like, you can only play with banned Pokemon. Like, there's a league for banned Pokemon that are too OP for the competitive scene. And then you have Pokemon that have been banned from the banned Pokemon thing, the competitive scene, because they're too OP. Like, there needs to be some evening out. We need to get rid of some of the trash Pokemon.
I mean, look, okay, so Model Z's ready. Hopefully you got your mic ready to go, Model Z. I'm sending you the Discord link right now. It's in your Twitter. It's in your Twitter inbox. So I want to see how you're going to make me hold an L based on you not even knowing your own statement. You said you're not even sure if they have all that. So let's see how I hold this L, my guy.
OJ, do you want us to back out, or it's just you and him?
Yeah, I mean, you guys can back out for right now and then come back in.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so we're waiting for Model Z to come in into the room here. And once he comes in, we'll have that talk. This is good. All right, Model Z, you're here. What's up, my guy?
What's going on, OJ?
How's it going? Good to have you here. So Here you said this. I'll read off your comment. You said, "Jesus, OJ, it's like you concentrated all your worst opinions in one video. Cutting Pokemon is okay, even if they already have HD assets for all of them." Okay, so you're trying to tell me that HD assets all of a sudden means that there's going to be 700 or 800 Pokemon because they have HD assets? Are you
right?
And
right, and I'll be happy to expand on this here. And here's the thing: ever since they started development for X and Y, there were some development interviews. I'll definitely find you some links with that because I know I was reading about this, back when the Gen 6 games first came out.
I read them.
When they developed the game, they started by developing full HD models of the Pokemon, and then they down-res them in order to get them to run on the 3DS. So they've actually had these, even since the Gen 6 games, when they started making them, they had the fully developed models, and they just scaled them down. So they kind of got them in their back pocket all ready to go in HD. And of course, they got all the stats and all the base stats of the Pokemon and their movesets. So they really got all the data to go in terms of making sure that they're fully HD and ready to go. But that's really the only thing. I can understand where you were coming from in terms of, if it was them taking dev time to make them, then it would take away from their focus of, actually making the rest of the game. But in terms of the assets and stuff, it's really no extra work for them because they basically future-proof this all the way back in the Gen 6 games.
So let me ask you
just so they wouldn't run into an issue like this.
So let me ask you a question. Is HD assets, does that mean actual movement, modeling,
models,
and all of that?
Yeah, the animations
I don't think there's any proof and all of that. And you're talking about making it HD assets in one game and then downsizing it for the 3DS. But that doesn't mean all of them are ready to go and transfer over to this new engine or whatever that they're going to do. How does that all of a sudden make it to where it's going to be there? So do you honestly feel that they are going to make a Pokemon game with 700 to 800 Pokemon in this game? Because you're saying, it'd be no problem. Do you really think it's going to be that? And it's going to be
let me expand on that a little bit. So
3D realized world, fully 3D realized world, all of that.
OJ, can you just let him speak for a bit, okay?
Okay.
Now, I think one thing that we're all kind of, jumping on the gun with this rumor here is that we're assuming that the entire game will only contain the 150. I think what they're probably going to do is similar to Black and White, where, when you first play through the game, you could only get the new ones. And then once you reach the post game, that's when they kind of open up some more areas, allowed you to trade in Pokemon from other games. The models were all there, obviously, but, there was only 200 Pokemon in the base story that you could catch. I think kind of that's where they're going to go with this, where as you play through Kanto and go through and, do the gym challenge and fight the Pokemon League, only the first 151 and any evolutions and future gens will be available. Then that's probably when they're going to open it up and have all of them. But yeah, absolutely. There's no way that they're actually going to make it to where you can't have those Pokemon in there. They already know they got to have those ready to go. Because especially with the rumor with Pokemon Go integration, we're already up to Gen 3 in Pokemon Go. So there's no way they're not going to at least include those. So it just wouldn't make sense from them, because if you remember back in Ruby and Sapphire, that was a whole nother thing, because you couldn't get a lot of the Pokemon that were in the first two games, and there was a huge fan uproar. They don't want to repeat that.
My issue with what you're saying is that you make it seem as if they can snap a finger and all of a sudden going from 3DS, whatever HD assets they have, all of a sudden transforms to the Nintendo Switch, and that is the exact same thing. What if they wanted to add more detail? What if they needed to render and actually animate things? It's not just about assets. You need to animate. You need to do more than just assets. It's not as simple as you're making it out to be. And I don't think it's anywhere near as simple. And there's nothing that you can find online to prove, you know what, we have, not only do we have HD assets, but then we have models to where they're fully animated. They can do flamethrower. They can do fire blast. They can do all the different hit animations, getting stunned, poisoned, whatever the case is. There is nothing that you can find online that says that all of that is ready to go and easy to transfer over. So that's the reason why I don't think, look at the first Pokemon, or Pokemon X and Y. That game is rough compared to the Pokemon Sun and Moon. The looks of it, they were still learning. They were still figuring things out. It literally looks like little bit just a little bit better looking DS game. I mean, it looks better. The battles look a lot better in terms of in the actual battle. It animates better. But yeah. I have not seen anything that you can sit here and tell me that everything is just ready to go. They press a button, then all of a sudden it's ready to go on the Nintendo Switch. So I don't think
that's fair. And that's obviously going to be a little bit more than that. But here's the thing. In terms of animations, any animations that are in the 3DS games, those are definitely already there and ready to go. So if they are going to use, you know, the X and Y and the Sun and Moon engine for this Kanto game, which a lot of people are speculating just because of the quick turnaround that they're, you know, trying to pump out a Pokemon game quickly, then chances are they're going to use
they're going to use a 3DS engine. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, people are speculating that it's going to be very similar to the aesthetics in terms of the in-battle as the 3DS games, just kind of up-res.
Okay, but
that's kind of what I'm going with here. So the animations are there for those 3D models that I was mentioning before, because yeah, they've already data mined it.
That's a sub 360p game. That's you're
well, no, I know, yeah, I know. That's what I'm getting.
An updated, like, but there's no proof of. I mean, there's not even a rumor of that. Is there a rumor of that? Like, the only thing that we have is maybe like that crappy screenshot. But I mean that we don't even know where
that screenshot. I honestly don't think that screenshot's real.
I don't think it is.
There's no way.
So where are we getting this that it's going to be like well, the animations were done in. What if they want to add new animations? What if they want to make it higher fidelity? What if they want to add different things that they have to put in there? What if they want to do all that? We don't know. I mean, I don't think you could just take the base 3DS game, take it on the Switch, and then say, okay, well, we've got things done on the 3DS. Like, let's just go ahead and do it over here. Like, don't you think that they're going to want to add a little bit more to it? Isn't there like the possibility of that? I mean.
Yeah, no, there's definitely going to be that, but it's definitely not going to be a one-to-one, you know, 3DS to Switch translation. But at the same time, you got to realize they are going to cut some corners. This is their first game on the Switch. They're doing it in less than basically 2-year dev time. There's going to be some corners cut. And in terms of the animations, yeah, they may add some more animations, but this is, like I said, back in X and Y, they've already data mined it and found that there were basically assets for full HD models with high resolution textures. And I'm looking here at the models on a website here. I can actually send you the link on your Twitter. And basically, these are basically ripped from the data from the 3DS games that were basically, like, even from developing the 3DS games, they started with full models and downscaled them. So they still have those full res models ready to go. And there are animations for all of those Pokemon too. And they even found in Sun and Moon, they actually found the animations for where they're on the world map following you that were just completely unused.
I understand
that also kind of leads to that.
But are there all of that to where you can see all of the Pokemon? They're all fully animated. Everything is laid out right then and there. That's what I want to know. Everything is fully animated right in there, and it's ready to go to another system, and they're going to use that. I don't think that, if they've been planning that, how long were they planning that, and are they going to use all of those? How do you know they're not going to want to add to it? That's the thing that I'm saying, like, to where nobody can sit here and say, I mean, you can speculate, which is fine. I mean, you can speculate on whatever you want to speculate on. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who would agree just because they want to see as much as possible, and that would be great. I would want to see as much as possible too, but I just don't think that just because they have some HD assets on the Nintendo 3DS, that means all of a sudden everything is just ready to go on the Nintendo Switch. And I said in my original video,
of course not.
And when I said in my original video, like I put here, is that I don't think, like, just me, I just like the original 150. I want there to be more. There would be great if there's DLC or extra or anything like that, My opinions in terms of it being realized, what would you said I don't want your opinions to be realized. What are my opinions? My opinions of them doing 150, then adding in more. All I said is that I'd be cool, for me, it'd be cool, like, just that's my knee-jerk reaction was that, and then they add more. If they add 5,000 more Pokemon, fantastic! Great.
No, that was more in response to the items thing. That's the one that kind of triggered me a little bit, and I'll go ahead and apologize for that now, because you said that. You did mention the Focus Sash, but you mentioned, items in general should be taken away. But honestly, that adds a lot of extra depth to the game, and it's been a staple since Gen 2. And like I said, it does make a lot of Pokemon viable that wouldn't otherwise make it in the competitive scene.
And I admitted that I was not. That's one thing that I will say I'm wrong on. I'm not arguing that. That one, I probably should have thought a little bit more, but I really hate Focus Sash. If you're designing Pokemon around that stupid item, I don't like that. I don't like them.
Well, keep in mind, Focus Sash came in Gen 4, so it actually retroactively made other Pokemon, like even from Gen 1, like, for example, Flareon. Flareon is trash and competitive. Ask any competitive Pokemon player. Flareon has almost no redeeming qualities just because he's so slow. Yeah. But if you give him a Focus Sash, suddenly you can give him Flame Charge and he can raise his speed. And once that Focus Sash is broken, he actually has a chance to do something.
Better.
They should. They should.
Flareon better. Flareon shouldn't be so
Hey, I'm with you. I love Flareon.
Like, make Flareon better.
And they have gone in and edited. Yeah, the thing is that I've noticed with them is they're very, very hesitant to change the base stats of older Pokemon. Like, even the slight changes to Kanto, like, I think they raised Butterfree's special defense by, like, base 10 points, which is nothing. but they really, really hesitant to change the stats to Pokemon themselves. So I think items was kind of a way for them to do that without actually having to touch the Pokemon.
Like stats. I said, and for me, like I said, I'm not trying to argue the sense of what I said about items. I get that. I was wrong on that point. I'm not trying to argue that. So, I don't want to devoid too much into that because I know I was wrong on that one.
Fair enough.
If you disagree with that, then that's fine. Go ahead and hit that dislike button if that's what you were disagreeing with. The thing that I'm talking about here is
the record. I didn't dislike the video.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's fine, Model Z. And I'm glad. And Model Z. First of all, I'm gonna give you a special shout out for Model Z because he was mad enough to come on here and talk real quick. But just to kind of go back to get kind of back on track, like I just honestly feel like people like with the video itself. I don't think that there was anything that was too crazy in terms of what I was trying to say. I was just trying to say my knee-jerk reaction is, for me, this is my personal favorite along with Gen 4. Those are my two favorites, along Gen 4 and that's why I hate Focus Sash. It was introduced in Gen 4, and I freaking hate it. It was introduced in it, and I just don't like it. And I understand it's competitive players. They use it for things. Flareon is great now, blah, blah, blah. I like Flareon. Flareon's cool, but you're right. Slow as hell for some reason, but what I was trying to say in the video is that I want there to be a lot of Pokemon too. I just don't think it's just going to happen just because they have some HD assets. And I haven't found anything online outside of a few models that's just going to sit there. And especially if you look at what they're trying to do with, like, if you believe the rumors, you know what I'm saying? If you believe the rumors.
Yeah.
They're trying to integrate all
and to be fair, we really don't have enough information to say anything on. I mean, these are all just rumors in the first place. But one of the reasons why I'm 100% sure they're going to have all of the data for the Pokemon at launch is because ever since Ruby and Sapphire, they've never launched a Pokemon game without all of the Pokemon up to that point in the game's data already. You may not be able to obtain them, but you can still trade them from previous games. And, I'm no animator, I'm no programmer or anything like that. But don't you think it would be easier for them to make models and everything, or, animations for all 800 Pokemon if they already have the models themselves in place? Because then they just have to animate them and program those animations in the game. They've already got the models. That's like the hardest work, in my opinion.
Well, it's just, I know I'm not OJ, but, still animating and programming the models in on that, it's going to be hard. And this is assuming it's the same battle system. If they change the battle system...
We don't know what the engine is. That's true.
If they change the battle system at all, then you might be able to use the models, but you'll have to completely redo the animations and everything. And that could mean you'll have to reduce a whole launch roster. So, I'll let OJ respond to your point.
Well, that's basically what I was trying to say. It's not just, they have that there, but that's what they did on the 3DS. Like, there's going to be new challenges. There's going to be stuff that comes up. Just because you have something done there, you still have to program it, have it animate and move and write it into the code of the new game that you are doing. There's still
that's
stuff,
true.
There's still stuff that you got to do. Stuff can break. It's not. It's nowhere near as easy as some people in the comment section were trying to make it seem as like. I don't want like 800 Pokemon or 700 Pokemon cut or whatever the thing is. All I'm trying to say, which I've said which I don't think people understood there, is that I don't think it's easy to make this game like you guys are asking, like a lot of Pokemon fans are asking for. I don't think it's easy for them to just say, oh, well, we have HD assets, we have HD models, and we're just going to go ahead and put that in there. It's not going to be a problem at all. Actually, even what the Pokemon company said is that he said, hopefully we can live up to you guys' expectations, because he was thinking, man, this is not going to be easy. If it was easy, then everyone would be making games like this that was so great. But there's nothing in here that's going to sit here and say it's easy to take all 800 Pokemon, even if they have HD assets, put that in the game, make them animate, model, do everything that you need to do, put them everywhere that they need to be, code, program, all of that, then all of a sudden have that ready within a year and a few odd months of however much the Switch has been out. Have that ready in that amount of time to sit here and say, oh, well, it's easy, it's going to be easy to do that. I have seen nothing from anything so far, and from the little bit that I do know of game developers in terms of programming and coding and what I've talked to, I don't think anybody's going to sit here and say that's an easy task. And I don't think maybe people are expecting that many Pokemon or anything like that inside there, but I don't think that's a realistic thing to expect. Even with that, even if they have HD assets or HD models, I don't think that's realistic to expect, because you can still have
and that's true.
On you know? Like, it's not.
I honestly don't think it's as easy as copy and paste either. It's definitely not that easy, but at the same time, it still gives them a head start. It gives them a base to work with, and they can build up from there. So I think just having those assets and having those models and animations already ready to go definitely made the work at least a little bit easier for them, to where it's feasible to expect that they'd have the data for all of the Pokemon up to this point. I definitely agree. It's not going to be Gen 8. They're probably not ready for Gen 8. I just don't see that happening with the short turnaround time. But I do see them at least having all of the. It could happen. It could. We never know. You know, okay. Nintendo, Game Freak, they're kings of left field. We never know what to expect from them. But I don't think they will bring new Pokemon. But I do at least expect all of the ones that are released up to this point to be ready to go.
Okay, well then I've seen nothing. I've seen nothing from there to say that we're going to get that many ready to go. Maybe they can have them prepped, and maybe they can release them. And why isn't Pokemon Go getting all these things? If HD models are ready to go, assets are ready, is there a reason why Pokemon Go isn't just getting everything dumped onto there? Is there? Are they just?
I'm glad you asked that. Actually, I kind of have my own little theory about that as well.
Okay,
with mobile games, it's all about keeping it fresh and keeping it in people's minds. I feel like they started with the Kanto, obviously for the nostalgia factor, and then have slowly released the other gens to keep people interested. Because, if they blow their load and put all the Pokemon in there at once, people play it for a week and kind of forget about it. So I think that might actually be part of the strategy, not necessarily part of the, the difficulties of putting those in the game necessarily. So it might be a combination of the two. Well, there isn't any rumor.
Okay. He's back.
Oh, I lost you for a second.
Okay.
Am I back in? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you're back in. You're good.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, I'm definitely not citing any type of rumor on this one. Like I said, this is a personal theory of mine. I just feel like they didn't want to put all of the Pokemon in there at once. Because, again, it was mainly to try to attract the people that had the nostalgia for Red and Blue and, all the old school trainers that stopped playing Pokemon long ago, more casual fans. And then they realized, hey, if we start adding it, it's basically like DLC, like what Xenoblade 2 is getting. They've constantly added more and more content. People are talking about it. People are loving it. It's my favorite game, by the way.
Okay,
but well then, just by having something.
If they're taking that strategy for Pokemon Go, what's to stop them from doing the same strategy with Pokemon on the Switch? The
outrage of the fans. That's honestly, I think, the biggest thing, because it's like when Gold and Silver and Crystal came out, and then Ruby and Sapphire came out, people found out they couldn't bring over their Pokemon, and a lot of the Pokemon couldn't actually get in the game. So there were 386 Pokemon at that point in Gen 3. But in Ruby and Sapphire, you could only catch like 206, something like that, or 202. So basically 180 Pokemon effectively got cut until they finally brought out Fire Red and Leaf Green and Emerald, where you could finally catch all 386. Okay. And, I'm sure that's still fresh in Game Freak's mind that, that wasn't a good situation for players. And even to this day, every game since Gen 3 has had some way to transfer Pokemon all the way up to the current generation.
And we can still get that, but there's nothing in here that I've seen that's going to sit here and say we're going from SD sub 360p systems, modeling and rendering there, to something that's completely new to them. I would think that they would take just a bit more time kind of adding in things to go along just so they can touch up on stuff, because that is a ton of Pokemon. We know how HD development is. We know how it's very different from what it was before. I'm going off of just logic of HD development based on what the Pokemon company has said and based on what Nintendo has said. It's very logical to think that they're not going to have 800 Pokemon ready to go on day one. I don't think that it's oh my gosh, OJ, you are being horrible. Like, I don't think that is a horrible thing, or for me to say that. I don't think there's going to be 700 or 800 Pokemon ready to go fully animated. And unless you want this game to literally look like a 3DS game, or unless this game looks like a 3DS game completely, then yeah, it's where there's not much work to be done, then I get that. But adding all of that would take a lot of time. There's nothing that I've seen so far that's going to sit here, and I'm just going based off of logic from that. So when I sit here and I see somebody say, oh, well, you think that there's not going to be like these other Pokemon, why not have 700 or 800? Like, I'm thinking, like, guys, we're going from 3DS to Switch. Do you know how big of a jump that is? I don't care if there's HD assets. There's still a lot more stuff that you've got to do. I mean, there's two different modes. There's the dock mode and there's handheld mode. There's things that work higher resolution and lower resolution, frame rates and other stuff. There are all sorts of encounters and things that you have not done before. It is a learning process.
I think dynamic resolution scaling kind of helps with that a bit, transitioning from docks to portable. So I don't think that would be nearly as much of a challenge for them as actually getting them.
We've had developers talk about that.
Let me ask you this, though. What is your favorite Pokemon? I want to show you something real quick.
My favorite Pokemon?
I'm going to put it in your Discord.
That will still be a, the fact that, with every other version of Pokemon, you're only over programming it for it being in one state. With the Switch, you have to think about docked and handheld. So that's just inherently another challenge that they have to consider.
Okay, but like I said, I haven't. And like I said, I think that your points are well made. You speak very clearly, but I don't think there's anything here to sit here and tell me that all of a sudden, oh yeah, that means everything's just going to be ready to go on the Nintendo Switch. I mean, that would be great, but I just don't think there's any evidence or anything that we've seen so far that just because of HD assets that have been there. That's great that there's HD assets. That's fine, but that's not a game. That's not a full game. There's nothing in there that has proved that we can say, oh, you know what? Things are ready to go. It's going to be all there. Let's go. 800 Pokemon. Let's go. Like, I don't know if there's anything that we've seen online or anything right now that can tell us that. There's nothing because we don't work for the Pokemon Company. But what I do know is that I know that other developers have talked about, you know, the jump in terms of going from SD 360p to HD and doing everything from there, and then also including the other stuff that the Switch has to offer. And I don't think that's I don't think it's as easy a transition as some people are trying to make it out to be. Like, obviously, there's tons of people in my comment section who think that, but I don't think there's any proof out there that's saying that it's going to be that easy based on just the sheer amount of Pokemon that we do have. So when we do get this game, whenever we do get it, we'll see. We will see what's going on here. So yeah, I mean,
it's all fair right now. It's all speculation, but I did just post something here into the Discord. Basically, this is the website that has all of the high definition models of the Pokemon Ripped, and like I said, these go all the way back to X and Y. I honestly think that the Pokemon Company and Game Freak kind of knew the writing was on the wall for the handheld systems, and that's kind of why they started from, you know, high resolution models and scale down. Like I said, it's not going to be copy and paste. You can't just throw the models in there and be good to go. That I fully agree with, but at the same time, they have a head start. They have all of the models for it. They have the animations. You know, if the battle system is the same, they technically could just reuse all of the animations from Sun and Moon. Because, you know, they have what? They have them getting hit animation where they flinch. They have an attack animation where they swing their claw or they breathe something. You know, there's only really like 5 or 6 unique animations for each Pokemon, which are already in Sun and Moon. So if they do keep the same battle system, which, again, it's all speculation at this point, then the animations are technically already there too. So at least having that head start gives me hope that, and the full belief and confidence that they're definitely going to have all of them programmed. I think, you know, the rumor's not clear enough to say, oh, you can only get the 151 original, or it's going to focus on the original 151, which would make sense. You know, if it is Kanto and you go through the main story, you only get the 151. All the other ones either post-game or you trade it, and that would make sense because that's kind of how they've been doing the main series games for years now.
And I get that, and I get that, but like I said, from what I've said from the very beginning, is that I just don't think that, yes, there's all these HD renders, whatever, if they reuse them, if they decide to use these ones, or if they want to make it better, there's going to be more time. Yes, they have. I see people in the comments just saying, yes, they have a lot of animators, and I agree. I don't think, guys, I don't know why there's people in this comment section and people are trying to say that, I'm trying to sit here and say that 150 is only going to be it, and they're not going to do more, and they can't do more, and there's no way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the sheer amount of 800 with a full HD system, to me, I haven't seen any proof that's going to sit here and tell us that we are going to get that. There has been nothing that I can sit here and say that we are going to get that. And if you believe these rumors, obviously that's not going to happen. Like, so people are sitting here, and I don't know if people are just mad at the rumor or mad at my opinion of it. But if you are reacting angrily to this rumor as if you don't believe, or like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, I can't believe it's only 150, then obviously all this proof or this evidence of HD assets, and it's just going to be, you just snap and they're there. That's obviously not going to happen if you believe in these rumors. Now, do I believe in these rumors like this? No, I don't. I don't believe in all of these rumors as if it's going to be 100%. I mean, I think there's some stuff that's right. I get that. But I just don't feel it's going to be easy to add 800 Pokemon to the first game. That's all I'm trying to sit here and say. I don't think, even if you have HD assets or whatever, there's other stuff that comes up. I don't think that there's anything that we've seen so far that's going to sit here and say that we could have 800 no problem. You know what I'm saying? We can get it over time. I think that that's a possibility. I don't think that it's only going to be 150 and that's all that's going to happen. I mean, if people were, in which the majority of people, or a lot of people that were angry, thought that I was trying to say that. No, I think that there's going to be DLC. I think that free DLC. I think that if they're going to use these HD assets, they'll be able to improve them, make them better, because these look a little bit basic. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at, and I've seen this before. These look very N64 / like shiny N64-ish, Flareon and stuff like that. So these look quite basic. The Switch is much better than this. So if they're going to make improvements to them, if they're going to enhance them, because these graphics here are not fantastic with the models, they'd have to touch things up for each one of them. That would take time. So then you can do, like with the rumored integration with Pokemon Go or whatever, whatever. They can release it over time and get people more interested in terms of the battling. They can release new stuff. I mean, Splatoon 2. Look at Splatoon 2 and the type of thing that they've done there, where they've constantly released content. But I see people in the chat here saying that I don't think that it's not going to be like they can't do this. No, I think that they can. They can definitely make more than 150. I'm not trying to say that. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say I don't think they're going to have all 800 ready to go. That's the gist of my thoughts. Is that I don't think they're going to, you know.
Yeah, I don't want to be too mean, OJ, but I think we've been going over the same talking points. Is that you OJ don't think there's going to be enough development time to get all the full roster into the game, and Model Z, you think that Pokemon team has the time and they're prioritizing getting the full roster in because that's something that if that wasn't done, it would be untenable to the fans. So. And
let me close with this as well too. It's not just that, but you know, even from X and Y, they started development with HD models and then down res from there. So who's to say they haven't been working on this in the background since then? They've been future-proofing their games since 2013. So who's to say they haven't been, you know, building higher res versions of the textures for the Pokemon and things like that?
They could.
And so, you know, we really don't know what they've been doing since then.
They could be, but
right.
like I've said, you know, throughout this whole thing, like Joker, you know, he's kind of said that we're kind of going over things here. My whole point is that, oh my gosh, like there's not going to be more than 150. That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not the point that I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to say is that, yeah, you can have 800, you can model them, whatever the case is, but to release all of them and have them ready to go within a year, and you know, and I know it's been a while since they, whatever time that they started working on this, but to have those ready to go, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think that that's feasible based on what we have seen so far, based on just development periods, what's been going on. I don't know if that's feasible. Now, I think it's feasible to have them eventually, all of them on there, you know, like, yeah, that's feasible. They have all the things right here. That's 100% possible, but drop it all there on day one, I just don't know. Based on, you know, based on this, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to try to do some other types of things, and there's no proof right now, like I said, to see where all this is going to be here. And like I said, if you believe their rumors, obviously they're not going to drop 800 Pokemon, you know, because like some people, they seem confused or they seem conflicted because they're like, these rumors suck, but then they're also mad at my opinion for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these rumors suck and your opinion sucks on these rumors as well, as far as what you think. I don't want this to happen. I hope it doesn't happen, you know, and we know, I know it's not going to happen. So, but at the same time, they're thinking that I
think we could both agree that the game will not end up with just the 151. At least that much we can both agree on. Whether it be DLC or that they already have them ready, they're definitely going to have all the Pokemon in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Whether it's at launch or later on, they're definitely going to have them. So I think at least at the end of this, we can both agree on that.
100% we can agree on that. I just don't see how I'm holding the L and all this for simply saying I'm cool with the 150 starting out. They can add more just like they've done before in the past. Like, I just don't see how that's such a big problem. Now I can take an L for the items thing. I'll voluntarily take.
And that was the big thing.
Was that your big thing?
Yeah, that was a big thing, is the items and the fact that, you know, like they've been future proofing for years. I honestly think they'll be more than ready for this. But yeah, the items was the biggest thing that I had to disagree with there. Is, you know, they've made the game better. And I know you don't like Focus Sash, but I mean, there's hundreds of other items, you know, leftovers. So tanks are actually useful. Before it was all just about the sweepers. I use leftovers
with my Umbreon. I agree. Like, look, I will gladly take the L for that one. I will gladly. I mean, you got me there.
Fair enough.
I will gladly. I mean, but I didn't want to. I mean, obviously, that wasn't the main point of why I wanted to bring you on, because I already took the L with Nero. You know what I'm saying? But I will take another L. That's my bad. We have a good community here. I have no problem taking L's, and that one was an L for me based on the different stuff that's going down, based on, you know, all that stuff. I agree. That point was not well made. That point was not well made. If, like I said, if people disagreed on that one, that's my bad, and I probably should put out like just like a little, you know, next time I talk about Pokemon, I'll be like, hey guys, you know, this was my bad on this thing when it comes to items, because I understand people use that competitive scene. I get that. That's my bad. I get that. Also, shout outs to Jinko Cypher hitting us with the sponsors. Thank you so much, man. Do appreciate that. But that's my bad on that. I think, dude, you came on here. You made a lot of great points. I think that you definitely did a great job. I appreciate you being on here. I think we're just kind of at a standstill, but we both agree at the end of the day, there's going to be more than 150. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we just kind of disagree in terms of the delivery and how fast it's going to be done. I think that's
right. And time will tell. You know, time will decide the winner of this debate.
Yeah, I think the takeaway is that we just have to wait and see what'll happen. But
yeah. I mean, we're arguing about rumors in the first place.
yeah, great, but it's a great conversation all around, guys, and hopefully I was able to help you guys. Help you guys out. So, does anyone else have anything to say in the stream or the chat? I guess you're welcome to, but I don't know about you.
I just want to say thanks for having me on. This is really cool to be able to. You know, I was really passionate about this, and I really wanted to talk about this. So I'm glad you brought me on. And I one other thing for Game Freak, if you're listening, please, for the love of God, bring the Battle Frontier back.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I don't want people to think that I think that there's no way there's going to be more. I mean, I think that's what people are. Oh, well, you know, Models. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, we both agree that there's going to be more than 150. His main issue, Model Z, his main issue wasn't even what I was talking about. I think Model Z understood the basic gist of my video. You know what I'm saying? He didn't disagree with that. His main issue, which was a little bit of a misunderstanding, which if I would have known from the beginning, I probably wouldn't have asked you to come on, to be honest, although you wanted to talk about it. But I probably wouldn't have said it. I would have just asked you to come on at the beginning just so we can just talk about it just overall like Nero did, because Nero questioned me on that. But I didn't know that was your main debate issue. And like I said, I'll take the L on that one. So you got me there. But like, I think we can both agree that there's going to be more than 150, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
They don't want another Ruby and Sapphire. There's no way. Whether it's DLC or at launch, they're definitely going to have them all.
Yeah, so this video, in terms of my Pokemon video, like I said, this will probably be the last time that I ever do a video like that.
gotta animate them all.
Yeah, exactly. And Black Reaper has a good point. When you realize they're debating about rumors, there you go. You know.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we all take L's because none of us know anything.
Yeah.
This is all. Yeah, we've wasted like. God, I mean, how many game developers would dream of a situation where you get hundreds of people just riled up over rumors for your game? Not even the game itself, just rumors about your game. Like, God, like the Pokemon companies just gotta be like the happiest people on the planet when they read these rumors. They're like, oh my God, these people got like riled up over rumors for our game. When we actually release it, it's probably going to sell like so much. It's going to be so much. There's so many buzz around this game, and we barely gotten anything. We've just gotten basically one man in an office in a white T-shirt talking about it for like a minute and a half.
Yeah, the games sell themselves, that's for sure.
That's the whole thing. Yeah. So I guess you know we. I don't know about you, OJ, but we probably should be closing this up. It's almost 3 a.m. where I'm at.
Yeah, it's 12 where I'm at, and I still got to make a video for you guys at 6 a.m. So, so I got to get started on that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Model Z, thanks for Model Z. Do you have a YouTube channel or anything that you do, or you just?
Just my Twitter mainly. Twitter's my biggest platform. So @0.exe with a 0 for the.
I'm definitely following you now, man. Thanks for coming on, and also Joker, thanks for coming in here and being a bit of a moderator as well. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem, dude. You got a good channel. I watch your live streams more than your videos, but you're a good content creator. You have a good community.
Here.
And I wish you the best, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate
Love
it.
your videos, OJ. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Model Z. Make sure you guys go follow Model Z. And guys, I don't know in terms of the replays for this. This was on for a bit, and I think that this type of topic, in terms of things, kind of breeds a lot of craziness. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put these on because I don't want the community to turn negative because I saw just so much negative stuff in here. So I might delete them. I might just keep them on just unwatchable or whatever, or just unfiltered, not unfiltered. What is it called? I'm not really sure. Unlisted.
It's unlisted.
Unlisted.
Yeah.
I might just keep them unlisted because I don't want this to permeate through. And like I said, I'm already gonna take the L for the whole items comment thing. So I might just not go in that route. And I can admit when I probably shouldn't have touched that type of topic because this is the type of reaction, and I don't want my community to turn that way. And I'm willing to, you know, take that, but I don't want people to think, the reason why I did this, I don't want people to think that I think there's only going to be 150 and that's a good idea. Like, I don't want people to think that. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna get rid of them guys, just because it's just, like I said, it just creates all sorts of issues. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I do appreciate all of you guys watching the live stream. Yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get a video out for you guys tomorrow, 6 a.m. or today, 6 a.m. So 9 a.m. if you're in the East Coast. So look forward to that. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you guys for the next one. Bye bye.